You must have people film you. Do you do it on the street, your clowning, or are you in a stage?
Both.
Oh. You
But
don't
I'm
mind
actually,
if I film?
I have to go on the ship now because I have to be there.
On the ship?
Yeah.
You're doing it on a ship?
Yeah, it's
Well, would you just say hello to my friends on and tell me your name again?
Sebastian.
Sebastian, and you're a flat earther for 2 years? Or you've known the earth is flat
Yeah.
for 2 years. We're all flat earthers.
Let's say I don't believe the truth.
You know, you don't believe the lie. Don't believe the lie. Sebastian is fantastic. Sebastian's a professional clown, and we'd love to see you again, Sebastian, doing some of your fantastic stuff. Do you ever go on YouTube or any of those platforms to look for information? Because there's
Not anymore.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
doing your own
now.
thing.
Yeah.
Trying to live a free life,
Exactly.
free of the system.
Yeah.
I wish you well, my friend. I'm really glad you stopped by. Sebastian just happened to be walking by. He saw our banners. He's like, "Damn, I'm a flat earther too. I'm a flat earther too." Bye-bye, Sebastian. All the best. Well, here we are, my friends. We're in Frankfurt. Yeah, that was Sebastian, the clown. Well, a good man and a clown. Hey, Nicholas. Hey, Nathan. Always with the nice comments. Whoa, let me move that a little further away from me. Look a little rough. It's another long day on tour. We've finally set up here at Frankfurt. This is, I think, their main town center. There are stunning buildings around here, as usual. Staggering architecture. And also what appears to me to be evidence of some kind of floor change, levels change, and so on. Hello. You on holiday?
Yeah.
Cool. Do you speak any English? I didn't understand what I just said. Have you heard of the flat Earth theory? Okay. Well, we've been lied to about the nature of the world we live in. Turns out that balls do not float in space.
Okay.
Rocks cannot float, and they give us gravity, relativity, and all these sorts of things, theories, ideas, maths.
Right.
But once we unpick all of the fact that NASA is deceiving us about where we live, and they're fake the moon landings, and they're faking the International Space Station, we realize that the whole idea of space needs to be scrutinized all over again.
Right.
And with that in mind, I have to say that water is always level.
Right.
I mean, we know sea level and water level are a matter of fact. Ships sail over bodies of flat water. If they go downhill, they'll never come back up again. That's just the way it is. So we're going around Europe telling people that they need to look into this idea that the governments, the science and so on has been misled down a path of belief into this globe, aliens, asteroids, UFOs, and all this sort of stuff that takes away from the truth about this creation that we live in.
Can I ask you one question?
Yes.
What is this?
This is a microphone
Okay.
and a camera.
Okay.
It's a mobile phone. I'm streaming live on YouTube. Do you know YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you're streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're streaming live.
Yes. I've just gone live now, so there's not many people watching you, but I'm sure some will catch up later on. But people are very interested to hear what people have to say about this deception or about this possibility that we might be the center of creation. You know, you look like you come from the Indian subcontinent. All right. Because, the ancient Indian was Vedas, and so all those old Indian scriptures say that we lived in an enclosed system with 7 heavens and so on. Yeah. And we think that might be far closer to the truth than this idea that we come from monkeys, Big Bang theory, and all that sort of evolution stuff. And if that's true, which I suggest to you that it is, it means that we are the center of creation, and we've got a very important mission here in our lifetime to learn about who we are and to raise ourselves such that we become the higher self, a bit like the Krishna or the Buddha or the Jesus or the Muhammad character, you know. So you know in your culture all about the third eye, don't you? The bindi represents the third eye, yeah? See, you called it about 4 years ago, and I saw that we are part of. And since then, I've been trying to go around and tell people that that's what we are. We're not monkeys. We're not evolution. We're not to believe in the science that we're given, but our governments want to push it on our children. They want to create a very difficult, painful world for people to live in, rather than to create like a heaven, like a high place for us to be in. Until people realize this, we're going to carry on scrabbling, standing on our brother to get a job, going to war against each other, believing that we need leaders and controllers to tell us what to think and do.
True.
So I hope that means that's useful for you.
Yeah, it is useful. Yes.
Cool. Well, obviously it takes a lot of personal research to begin to unpick this science that we're given, because we've been given it since we were young. As soon as we go to school, they say, oh, here you go, you live on a globe, water spins, sits on the outside of this ball, etc., etc. But when you realize that the entirety of our education has been manufactured, you have to understand there's a reason for that. And the reason is, as I said earlier, to try and just hide from you who you truly are and what this truly is. That's all I have for you today. Enjoy your stay.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Nice. All the best to you. All the best. Good luck.
How can I get this thing? And
The phone or the rig?
both a phone I have.
Your phone you have. The rig I bought on Amazon. Cost me £100, and I can put an extension on here which has a light.
Is
Oh, yeah,
it work on this phone? Samsung
Yeah.
S10 Plus.
Oh, right.
It will work.
Yeah, it will. Of course, it will work. It just needs a plug-in like this,
Okay.
and then you can
Can
connect
I
it.
have a photograph of this?
Of course, you can. You can have a photo of me too.
Yeah, I'll have both. I'll have both.
I'm saying that the Earth is flat and water is flat.
Yeah, I'll have both photographs.
Cool.
And this is available in Amazon. For
Amazon, yeah.
£100.
£100, and it includes the light. There's another piece I can put on here with a light, a LED,
yeah,
very
you can
bright
do
LED light.
flash.
Yeah, or for long time video. It'll run for an hour or whatever.
And has this to be charged?
Not at all. No, nothing's chargeable here. It does have a remote device, but I don't use that.
Okay.
But the phone has to be charged. And once the phone is charged, you just connect the mic in, and off you go. Lovely to meet
There
you.
was a bombarding here.
Huh?
There was a bombard. This place was bombarded
This place?
during the Second War.
Yeah, I expect so, but I don't really know the history of Frankfurt. I have to be honest with you. I've only arrived 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, you are from?
I'm from South Africa, from Durban.
Okay.
A lot of Indian people in my town, in city of Durban.
Yeah, it is that.
Yeah, but I live in London now, last 25 years. I'm just traveling around Europe. Yesterday we were in Munich, and tomorrow we're in Luxembourg. So we're just moving. The next day Paris.
Okay.
The day before yesterday was Liechtenstein, and before that Italy. So we're on the go, just going around Europe trying to spread some good words.
You are in group or you are traveling alone?
I'm just part of a small group of people and some interested people that are around the world who are helping us with funding to kind of keep our bus on the road. We've got a little camper van and we're just driving around, washing in at the truck stops, and just, keeping it low cost and getting out there and trying to touch as many people as we can.
Best of luck for your...
Thank you so much.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for your mission.
Thank you. All the best. Have a fantastic life. I wish you well. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. There's a nice early interaction there. Hi guys, I thought I saw a message from Sven there. What does he have to say? I'll be needing 90 minutes. Traffic is bad. That's Sven just sending a little message in there to the team to say he's going to be a little long. All right, Sven. Well, if you're hearing this, my friend, we're waiting for you. And we got some flat earthers come to join us here. Stephen.
Ja, aber du kannst das auch hochladen am Flickr oder nicht? Also, so, du hast ein Foto, das du niemand zeigen willst.
Ich dir lieber eine Tipp gebe, guck's einfach lieber noch mal selber nach. Weil du nicht
Das war nicht die Frage. Es war Beweis von euch, oder?
Nicht für uns einfach. Wir haben
Ja, das meine ich.
für
Das
uns
meine ich.
ich muss doch nicht deine Scheiße beweisen. Ich habe es für mich bewiesen und das heißt,
Was hast du mit meine Scheiße zu tun? Mathematik ist nicht meine Scheiße. Okay? Und das ist eure Foto.
ja, die du scheinbar wohl überhaupt nicht.
Ich will es
Actually, I
sehen.
can't speak
Ja,
German.
aber das ist ja unsere.
Oh,
I reckon this guy's.
hi. Slice Bar King. How you
Hi.
doing?
Oh, you're Slice Boss Kane? I've heard of you.
Yeah. So,
Direkt eine Nervensäge.
Huh?
Nee,
We're
ich bin.
talking about the distance from Mont Blanc.
Okay,
to Schauinsland.
basically what they're saying is that they have a photo
Yeah.
from one location to Mont Blanc. hast du gesagt?
Yeah.
They have a photo from one location to another, and I asked, okay, I'd like to see it. You know, I really would,
Uh-huh.
because I like to measure this stuff. You know,
Okay, okay.
That's just my thing.
Okay.
And they don't have it. They don't have it hochladen.
We don't have it
They don't
online.
have it uploaded anywhere.
Okay.
Which is, you know, I wouldn't expect that, but the gentleman seemed completely unwilling and desired not to upload it anywhere to have it checked.
Okay.
So,
Can I just check? Are you still defending the globe? Are you?
defending the globe,
Yeah.
I'm defending fact.
Which factor of the globe? Because I would love to know which scientific experiment you use to prove that the Earth is spinning.
Spinning.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Bob Nodell did that. Bob Nodell did that with a fiber optic gyro.
No, I think what that detected, even the company that made that gyro suggested that's maybe something in the ether that's turning, and we've always said that there's
No,
an ether
see,
that's turning.
here's the funny part about the ether, okay? Because what his showed, I modeled out the numbers that they put out. I modeled those out in 3D, okay? Because I wanted to see what it was saying.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to see if it was anything of any value, okay? And what I found out was, number one, you can't say it's the ether unless you want to say that the ether was turning on Bob,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Because I don't think Bob is the center of the Earth or the center of flat
Okay.
Earth or anything like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So, and plus, a fiber optic gyro is not a flow meter.
Okay.
Okay.
But now I wanna-
it was going like this. It was going like this.
Okay.
The model that came out.
Okay.
It turned
Okay.
on 3 axes.
All right.
Okay. That would not happen if, let's say, the ether was going in one certain direction.
Yeah.
You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know exactly how the ether works. If the ether exists and it's real, then there's things that we don't know. But I was going to ask you the question, which is, what experiment that we can do, yeah, that
Well,
we can
I
prove that the
invited
Earth is spinning.
everybody to do the Eratosthenes experiment, and no flat earthers came back.
Eratosthenes.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the sticks?
Yeah.
That's the. But you know, you've got to know, Sly, that works quite well on a model where
From 2
it's,
locations, it would work on a flat earth. Yes.
and more, because you know,
No,
if I
it
put
doesn't.
if I put a bunch of sticks in on a
Model that out
table.
and you'll see it doesn't.
Let me make my point.
Mm-hmm.
If I put a bunch of sticks on a table and created a small local light source, which is what we suggest is
Mm-hmm.
going on with the sun, then you would get lengthening and shortening of shadows depending on the distance from
The
that light
Dr.
source.
Zach thing where he couldn't measure the nails. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's if these you've got to think that
But
if
even
in
then,
a-
they would all come to us that point instead of the point where the sun is, right?
you would see them. I think you would see the lengthening. This is what I'm trying to say, is that you would see this lengthening of the
Right,
shadows.
but that makes a
right?
triangle. You're talking about the base of a right triangle. And if you do the hypotenuse on that triangle,
Mm-hmm.
and the hypotenuse on all those triangles, they would all point to a specific spot.
So have you done this experiment?
Yes, with 23 different users in, I think it was 14 different countries.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you find?
We found that it works fine on a globe and does not work on flat Earth or a plane at all.
Well, I think that my friend Nick over in Phuket, Phuket word.
Oh, the guy who lied about my water experiment. Yeah. Yeah, I know
that
him.
guy. Oh, I don't know about. I don't know
Phuket
about
word,
that. But
yeah.
yeah,
I know
he did a fantastic experiment with this, and I thought that it worked pretty
Which
well.
experiment was that?
Showing how you can put sticks along a ruler or something like that, and show how the shadows will be lengthening. It makes a lot of sense.
It lengthens as it
Okay.
moves away from the light source. Of
All right.
course it does, yes.
So let's get to something else that we can both possibly
Okay, quick,
work
because
on.
unfortunately you
No
guys
problem,
came here
Sly.
awfully late.
I know. No
And,
problem. Which formula do you use to calculate the curvature of water?
Oh, well, I'm guided by the, what do you call it, the 8 inches per mile squared, but that's guidance over a perfect sphere without an atmosphere.
Okay, but when we look out over a body of water, we should be able to measure a certain amount of curvature. That's what you must.
Depending
That's
on
what
how
you
high
must.
you are, if you're too close to the water, you're going to have problems. I think even you would admit that.
Yeah, but I'm not looking to see it. I'm looking to measure it. So, for example, if I had a 2-meter high ship, a 2-meter high boat,
Okay.
and it was going to sail away from you and I standing on the beach, at what distance? At what? Well, no. I mean, if
Even Robotham found that problem.
if we
It's too low.
So what would work better for you? A
You'd have
5
to get
meter?
you'd have to get a little bit higher.
No, because remember when the ball boys who defend this idea that
I love
ships
it,
are
ball
going,
boys.
yeah,
I haven't called you a single name yet. Now it's ball boys.
yeah,
Okay.
when the ball boys go defend this idea that ships are going over the horizon and you're losing the bottom of the ship first,
Right.
you're losing that bottom meter, that bottom 2 meters first, according to this theory, right? That it's all about the curvature. So if that bottom
Okay,
meter,
well, you gave me a number, but what's the distance?
well, that's what I'm asking you, because for me, there is no curvature, but I need
Well, I know,
I
for you,
need
there's
for
no
this to be,
curvature.
I need for what I'm trying to get ball guys to be believers to kind of think about is that if we live on an almost perfect sphere, and you don't need to obfuscate that by saying it's an oblate spheroid, but as far as I'm concerned, when
not
I
a
look at
perfect
when I look over a body of water that seems to be curving like a marble, according to science, or according to NASA and science,
Okay.
then and the ship is going over the curve of the water as it goes away from me, or the curve of the globe as it goes away from me, then that bottom meter or that bottom 2 meters should descend beneath the waterline at an almost equal rate, no matter where you are. So what is it in your mind? What distance?
You'd have to tell me what the equal rate is, but unless you're talking about the 8 inches per mile squared. But like I said,
I'm not talking about
again,
8 inches per mile squared. People who defend the globe say that it's 8 inches per
Well,
mile squared,
honestly,
and the
you haven't given
mainstream
me anything
science.
other than saying that it's disappearing from the bottom up, which can't be done over a plane. Period.
No, it can't. Well, I mean, obviously we understand angular resolution, don't we? You do understand that angular
Yeah,
resolution
things
is going
that
to mean...
get smaller, and then how well you can define them.
No,
However,
that's
if you can
perspective.
zoom back in, but after you zoom back in, which everybody loves to do, the bottom's still gone.
Okay, so
So
let's get back
what
to...
causes that?
Okay, no, let's get back to my question then. If there's an 8 inch per mile squared, or I assume you accept that science is saying 8 inches in a mile squared.
Yeah, that's a
Over the-
rough
let's
thing
just
given
say-
on the what do you call
yeah.
it? Given on the radius of the Earth.
Okay, so let's just say over the first 10 miles, it's definitely 8 or thereabouts 8 inches per mile squared. A 2 meters high ship should disappear after what distance?
Well, that depends on the weather conditions. Also, you have to because if you're going over water, okay, you have to take in the refraction. You have to take in sunlight. You have to take in temperatures along that distance. I mean,
Let's try and keep it simple, Sly,
No,
because
because it's not simple.
this is what our
You
mainstream
want it to
this
be
is
simple, but
this
it's not
is-
simple.
Well, this is what our mainstream science has done to us. Is it's given us all this obfuscation, but at the end of the
what
day,
it's done is it's giving you answers that you don't like, and you're trying to curve it back down to a simple diagram of the 8 inch what is it called the 8 inches per square mile or per mile squared. You're trying to break it back down to that. Whereas you are eliminating at that very point the very things that would cause any kind of a problem. You eliminate those and say, oh, those don't exist. But then when we turn around, we say, well, how does the sun set on flat Earth? And you say, oh, well, that's because of perspective, which you have yet to demonstrate.
okay. So you still haven't been able to answer the question, have you?
No, what I'm doing
Because
is
you're
I'm pointing
throwing
out
a
the fact
whole
that
lot of
you're trying-
mud.
No,
Sly, you're throwing
to-
a whole lot of mud in the question, because it should be quite simple. If we live on a curving ball and it's mostly to the observer pretty much evenly curving, I think that it would be hard to say that if you were standing on an island and around you could see 360 degrees of water,
Okay.
say that the water over that part of the island is curving less rapidly than the water over this part of the island. That's really like a bit of a mind soup, I'm
that
sure.
That would be really pushing it.
Yeah, that would be pushing it, even
Yeah.
for a ball supporter. So I would say to you that what we don't seem to want to do here is to say, yes,
Test things?
after 3 miles, after 3, well, this is what we're doing in Flat Earth, is the testing. But after
I haven't
3
seen anybody do
miles,
that test.
after 4 miles, after 5 miles, whatever it is, I don't mind.
Eventually it
to
disappears.
say, well, eventually,
from
but
the bottom up.
no,
What causes
okay,
that?
Okay, no, but back to my question. So if there's
That was
a 2
your
meter
question.
ship, no, I said at a 2 meter ship, what is the distance that 2 meter ship should have gone away and
You're
over
expecting
the
me to have a
horizon?
calculator in my head. I'm sorry, I don't have that.
But why aren't you guys working this out? Why aren't you thinking this through? Because this
Because
was
I
what
can model
stopped
it
me.
out.
I'm a similar age
Because
guy
I
to
model
you.
it out.
This is what stopped me, was that I know that I've seen ships at 10 miles, 15 miles away. Right?
Really?
Over, yeah. I was brought up at the sea. My
10,
dad's
15
in
miles away?
Absolutely.
You have footage of this?
Absolutely. No, with my eyes. I have seen this with my eyes. So
Does
natural
anybody have
observation.
any footage that they can work with?
Have you not seen? Well, when it comes to footage, there's plenty of people with a Nikon that go onto the beach
Right, but
and
we're
film that
talking
sort of
right now,
stuff.
so.
Yeah. So I'm telling you my natural observation. I'm asking you for what is your natural observation of seeing a 2 meter skiff, 2 meter boat go over the edge of a lake or any body of water, what is the distance? Because as far as I'm concerned, or as far as the maths is concerned, that by 3 or 4 miles, that boat should definitely be over the water's edge. You see?
3 or 4 miles.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I don't have a calculator in my head. You know, I would love to work out those numbers for you, and I would actually love to give you a solid response on how much from the bottom up it would be missing and all this. I model stuff out when people give me claims.
Well, please do.
Unfortunately, I don't
My
have-
name is Trinity4 on YouTube.
Yeah, no, that's how I found you.
And I'm absolutely trying to put guys on the spot and say, hey, show us this, you know,
Right,
because
but
what
you
we're
bring
given,
nothing, though.
because, well, I bring that water is level. This is what I bring. That water is level, and that from
Right.
over a 10-mile stretch of water,
Okay.
we can see beaches. We can see a 6-foot man standing on the other side
From 10
over
miles,
the.
you could see beaches.
Yes.
I would have to see that. Oh,
Okay.
that's right. You don't have any footage.
Well, if you haven't been out to observe the stuff, you probably won't. But it's a matter of
Actually, I
fact.
have,
It's
what
a matter
gods?
of fact. Let
Right
me
over here
finish
in
this
Vivo-
point.
no, let me
Let me
finish
finish
that.
this point. That we can see the islet. We can see all of the White Cliffs of Dover from France. That's a famous,
them?
that's a well-known and well-recorded fact. But it's 300 feet of curvature according to this formula that we're given by mainstream
300 feet
science.
of drop, isn't it?
Drop, curvature. So if
aren't
I'm
the same
standing
thing,
on,
you understand that, right?
I'm well. Why don't you explain what the difference is?
Okay. Let's look at this trash can here real quick.
This is fun.
Okay, so let's just say this is a cross section of a sphere.
Okay.
This circle right here.
Okay.
Now, if I'm looking out this way,
Yes.
straight out this way,
Yeah.
if something goes down 300 meters, that's drop.
All right.
However, from this location, I can still see a good portion of that. Okay, because I'm looking down like this. I'm sorry if I'm using my finger, but you know that's all I got with me. Okay, so drop and hidden height are two totally different things. You get that, right?
Well, I mean, I accept that. Let's just say I'm at this point here, as you suggest, and I'm looking over here, and the drop is 300 feet or 300 meters.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I obviously wouldn't expect to see anything that was below my line of sight because I can't see over the curve. I can't see unless I go higher, unless I go up higher than my 6 foot. If I obviously we understand that at perspective, like a crow's nest and a lighthouse,
Right.
that sees
There's a
further.
reason why they're that high.
That sees further. So I would accept that I might be able to see downward a little bit. But I'm saying that I'm looking straight ahead of me. Yeah? And that according to the mainstream science, as I look straight ahead of me over this body of water, there's a drop. Let's call it curvature or drop if you like. And that drop from me to the place that I'm looking at is a total of 300 feet. Now, that means that my friend who's standing in the distance at that other place, he's standing on a beach 300 feet below my position.
Right.
Now, I accept that if the towers above him were 300 feet tall, I would be able to see the tops of those towers, but I wouldn't be able to see my friend.
Okay. I really don't think you're getting what I'm saying here. Let me use your picture. So
Hi.
I'm standing here at 0.
I won't be long. Sly's got work to do. Yes.
Okay. I'm standing here at 0.
Uh-huh.
Looking out this way.
Yep.
Okay. Now let's say, just for argument's sake, okay, I have a tower that's 542 miles high,
Yeah.
which is what this is showing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You're saying that because this 542 meters is the drop, I wouldn't see any of it. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying if my line of sight is this straight line here.
That's just where that's no,
Okay.
that's level from your that's your
yeah,
eye level.
Yeah. Then, but the thing is that what we're saying is that you're standing here and trying to see something that's meant to be 500 meters or 500 miles in this case lower than you, and what occludes that is all of this bulging of water.
A portion of it, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But you wouldn't. But are you in fact saying that at this distance, if I had a 542 mile tower, let's just be
Yeah.
hypothetical
Uh-huh.
here. If I had a 542 mile tower,
Yeah.
that me standing here, I shouldn't see any of it. Is that what you're saying?
No, I would expect for you to see the top of it. You know
Okay, then I'm
that
going
makes
to tell you
sense.
that your understanding of this is horribly off.
Okay.
Okay, horribly off, because
Go
of
on.
the fact that this is drop, just like this. This is drop, and that's drop, and all that. This is drop. Have you ever looked over a water slide or maybe even a hill as somebody's walking?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, they can go down. Their head could be as high as your feet, but over that hill, you'll still see a good portion of them.
All right.
That's the difference between drop and hidden height. Hidden height would be a line that's drawn from here to here,
Yeah.
and then how much this bulge comes up over that distance in the center.
Okay.
Okay. So therefore, that would be the hidden height subtract from here. So in this particular case, I don't know how high we're talking about being here, but it would only be about this much of it being covered.
Okay.
Okay. That's
right.
the difference between hidden height
All right.
and drop.
Now, the example you give me of the man standing on the hill, I think that when I was looking down a hill, I would be able to look down. What we're trying to say in our example here is that we're looking straight ahead of us. We don't have the luxury of going to a higher elevation and looking down.
So if I'm looking down, if a hill is going down from me right now, there's a point where I will not be able to see any more of the ground at that point, and that point is the horizon.
But you remember now, you're at the high
no.
point, right? You've
I'm talking about me
elevated
standing
yourself.
here in front of a hill.
You're standing on the top of the tower, but essentially, you're saying I'm standing on the top and I'm looking down. Well, that's not what the example. We're saying let's go to the beach.
Can you not look down?
Well, if you go to the beach,
That doesn't make any sense, man.
no. Well, it would if you're at the beach, yeah, and so everything is at your eye level, then you can't see. It's like if we had to lay our heads right on the surface of the floor now, we wouldn't be able to see over the edge. If there was if it was a bending walkway or something, and we put our heads on the floor, we wouldn't be able to see over that. We understand
the
that.
last
But
part that you see is called the horizon.
But if we go to a higher point, then obviously we can see further, and we have the luxury
Right,
of
'cause the
looking
horizon
down.
goes further away.
So if I took a plane, for example, over the Mediterranean Sea, I would be able to look down upon ships that would have been invisible to me from sea level. Would you agree with that?
Depends on their distance if you would be able to see them at sea level.
Okay, let's just say that I know for a fact, because I've seen this for myself, that I can see ships for 50, 100 miles from my view when I'm at 30,000 feet. I can see a radius of about 100 miles around me, and the ships all look like they're on some kind of flat, if it's a calm day, a flat body of water. But if I was to go back to the beach and stand at a harbor, for example, well, I would only, because I'm so low now, I would only be able to see 3 to 5 miles, maybe a little further on a very clear or dry day. And
why is that?
That's perspective and angular resolution.
I'm sorry.
Okay, well, let me help you.
Perspective is just angular size at a distance. If the Earth was a plane, okay, if the Earth was a plane and I was standing at the beach, okay, there would only be the ability of my eyes to make out the ship, or my camera with a high zoom to make out the ship that would stop me from seeing the entire ship the entire time. Do you understand that?
It's because of your low position of view, so it's
No,
called
there's
perspective.
no chance,
you
no.
just agreed with me that if we went in a plane at 30,000 feet, we would
You
see
could see
flat
further.
ships for
Yes.
100 miles. Well, that's
Yeah.
the difference in having a different resolution or a different angle
So you're saying
and
the
a
further
different
away
perspective.
you get from something, the better you can see it.
No, the higher you get, which is why they put
Is
a
getting
crow's
further
nest.
away.
Not necessarily. I mean, obviously, the
is.
further you go away from something, the smaller it becomes, and the more
No,
atmosphere you
it's
have
getting
in the way.
further away. Do you know what a hypotenuse is?
Yes.
Okay. If I had this triangle right here, okay, let's say there was a line right here to this here, or well, screw it, we'll just use this triangle right here. Okay. Now, let's say this is sea level,
Yeah.
and I'm standing right here. If I go up higher, is this line longer or shorter than this line?
Well, of course.
It's longer. That means I'm further away.
Yeah.
So you're saying I can see better when I'm further away.
Well, I'm saying that if you're higher up, but I know you're wanting to make this about further away, but you've just
that is
accepted.
further away.
You've just accepted that you can see ships at 100 miles in Mediterranean,
Yeah.
which is a lot further away than when I'm at the beach. I can only see them
100%,
3
yeah.
to 5 miles away.
Right.
So yes, you
Because
can see
you
further
see
away. Why?
Further over the curvature. When you get higher, you can see further over the curvature of the Earth.
If you went up into this bell tower over here, if you went up into this bell tower, you'd be able to see most of Frankfurt from there.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
Why?
Because there's not buildings in my way.
Okay, and you have a higher perspective. You see, that's why they make lighthouses that the light goes to the top of the building slide.
Tell you what,
and
bud.
it's the same reason why they have the
Tell you
top,
what, bud.
the crow's
As I
nest
said
at the
before-
top.
As I said before, because right now I only have about 7 minutes to make it all the way over there. To
Okay.
my train.
Okay.
Okay. But
Well, I've
Tell
got a
you
last
what.
question there because you've got to go. Here's a last question, just a brain teaser for you. Here's the thing. If the ship is leaving my harbor and going down, yeah, let's say you're from America. Let's just say you're in New York and the ship is leaving New York and going to England, sailing to England. It's going down. Would you accept that?
Yes.
Okay. So when it gets to England, when it arrives lower down at England and then the ship turns
not
back
lower
around, why not? You said you live on a ball and it's going down. Doesn't that mean it's going
No,
down?
that wouldn't be going down.
What would it be?
Okay, that is just moving to a different location, equidistant from the center of the Earth. So it's not going down. It's because when I go over here, when I stand here,
Yeah.
and I look around, this is up. When I go over here and I stand here, this is up.
No, but now
So it's
you're
not going
mixing
down.
things up. Now, because
No,
a minute
man,
ago you
I'm
said
doing
the
the
ship is
actual
going.
words.
Okay, you saying the ship is going down though. You see, you're saying the
It'll go
water.
below the horizon, yes,
All
but
right,
it
but
is
it,
not going down.
So the ship's not going down.
No.
It's staying level.
It is staying completely
Level,
no. It is level from the center of the Earth.
or level on a flat plane. Doesn't that make
no,
more sense?
Because if it was level on a flat plane, you'd still see it.
Well, we can still see it because
No,
we can
you
go
can't.
up higher and we can see it, or we can get a
Yeah,
more
why
powerful
do you have
zoom
to go up
telescope.
higher?
Because perspective again, we're talking about
Oh, okay. So once we go further away from it, we
higher.
can see it.
No, once we go higher
Once we
from
go
it.
further away from
Yeah.
it, don't mince the words, man. Once you go further away from it, you can see it better.
Well, you
Think
could
about
say
that.
that.
I gotta go.
All
You
right,
guys have a
Sly. It's
great
been
day.
really fun. Thanks for your time, mate. Good luck defending your balls.
Thank you.
Well, there you go, my friends. I've heard of that guy before, actually. He's quite a troll, isn't he? It's wonderful that he's managed to find his way here today. I hope I did the guys who defend, who are better debaters than me. I hope I did a reasonable job of presenting the information, and obviously I was never going to get him to accept that ships are really going down, and that when they get to the port, that he didn't want to hear that really, because he knows that if a ship's going down, if a ship is leaving me and going down, then it must be arriving at a port that's lower than my current position. But when it gets to the new position, is it going to go back up, or does it seem like it's going back down again? And of course, it seems like it's going back down, but they don't want to accept it. Oh, he speaks good German, huh?
Yeah, because he doesn't understand perspective.
No, he doesn't understand perspective. He kept saying to me, so you mean the higher I go, the further I get away, I can see further? Well, it's not really that hard, is it? But
There's a mini short video with the coin over the table, you know that?
yeah,
That is perspective.
yeah, yeah.
You can use it for the sun or for ships.
That also is the angular resolution as well, because the higher you go, the longer you can see that coin, or the further you
That
can
is
see
why
that
they go
ship
up
away.
on ships.
Yeah,
to
the
see
crow's
other
nest.
ships.
Correct, and the lighthouse.
Yeah.
These things are not hard. But they like to just get it all obfuscated over, there's this and that and the other.
But this was a hard one, this guy, right?
Yeah, he's it's pretty hard boiled ball protection there. But this is how some of us we don't want to let go of what we love. And he loves the education and indoctrination he was given.
Yeah, but I think he's really a warrior for indoctrination.
But that's why they do it. It's very clever. The system is they train all of us, 100 of us, into this belief, and then 2, 3, 4, 5 of them will defend it. They will do the work of the system. They don't need to pay trolls to come out and do this, because people will defend their belief.
But this is the amazing stuff. I don't think this guy was a paid troll.
No.
He does it on his own.
Yeah.
This is
Oh, of
really,
course.
yeah, sad.
Of course. Well, I mean, it's the nature of the game. Not everyone's meant to see it. Maybe they never see it. I've been sort of standing in the streets for a while talking to people and thinking initially that people would see it easily, but no, not everyone's going to see it, and
Do you
that's
drink
okay.
a bottle of Baldrian in the morning or something like
A bottle of
that? This is Baldrian. I don't know.
alcohol?
No. It's not alcohol. It's not Baldrian. This is some stuff which makes you calm. But Baldrian is not strong. It's not some drugs or something like that. It just makes you strong. It's calm. So
I've been hoping to get hold of some nice weed. Actually, the whole time I've been out here, I had my weed stolen from me by the police a year ago. So my crop. So I'm without weed, and that would be my normal kind of calming thing. But I don't get too worked up by these people anymore, because I've had so many of these conversations that I don't take it personally, and it's not about It's not about me, and it's not really even about them. It's about we're in a system that is designed to protect itself, and it'll use people like Sparkane to try and protect itself. Editors of newspapers, bankers, all the people that are all set up to be, we're going to defend the system, defend the system. And you know, like the character Jesus, he went around and just said, hey, listen, you know, these people are going to do their thing, but I've got to do my thing and do it in a way of love. You know, and that's all I'm trying to do, is do it in a way of love. There's plenty of good conversation to be had, but every now and again you'll get one with a guy who's just going to go, fuck you, I do not want to hear that I don't live on my ball, I want to live on my ball. And they'll find ways of defending it.
Concept. I think Jesus is a concept.
Yeah, but I say to people, I think we all have that.
Or a kind of state of vibration or something like that.
Yeah, a Christ-like vibration. Yeah.
But the concept is...
Yeah. I think the concept is that that it's like that we, each of us, have that Christ potential.
Yeah.
We have that ability
to
the higher vibration.
If you vibrate at that vibration, you are Jesus. You are the Jesus vibrator.
Yes.
Vibration.
That's a dildo, yeah. But no, that's what we are, and that's what we have the potential for. But we have a higher vibration and we have a lower vibration, and there's people who will fight to defend their lower vibration to the death. You know, and I think Sparkane is probably, you know, of that ilk. And I don't have a problem with that. You know why? Because the forest needs both the dark and the light. It needs the night and the day. And our system has been overcome by the dark. There needs to be more light, and it will rebalance, and that's what we're out here doing.
No wonder why there is 12 hours of dark and 12 hours of day.
Yeah, equal. Yeah. But we live in a world at the moment where there's 18 hours of dark, and only 4 hours or.
I would say there are 20. And
yeah,
4.
Yeah.
I know. I hear it.
Yeah. Your name is Stephen, eh?
Yeah.
This is Stephen. He's a flat earther, and he's driven 250 k's with his wife or partner. What's your name? Marianne. Who they've driven 250 k's, which is about 180 or 160 miles in old language, just to be with us today. We're very grateful that you've taken the time to come out. They obviously speak German, which is a bonus. And
but there are no German-speaking guys and women in Frankfurt. There was one. All the others speak English.
Spoke English after that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but because Frankfurt is a town of bankers and some bankers.
Bankers and Sparkane.
Yeah, there are some holdings and banks and insurances.
Right.
Nothing else. And they have a big fair.
Right.
But nothing more. And Badesites.
Okay. Oh, well, it's made it worthwhile anyway, coming to meet you guys. And hanging out. Yeah, shame about the weather. We're on to Luxembourg tomorrow, so we'd love to take you with us, but they speak German there too?
A little bit.
I think the normal language is French in Luxembourg.
Oh, okay.
French, and they have special
Dutch derivative.
thing,
Okay. Well, I'm really stoked that we had Sly come and see us. I wonder if he lives around here or he just happened to be in the area. Because he's like a well-known troll of the flat Earth. Actually, I knew the name initially when I spoke to him, but I didn't realize. You never heard? Oh, okay. I'd heard his name.
He didn't say. He immediately said he has a channel and so on, and then I immediately knew he is not a guy who wants to learn. He's a guy to troll.
Yeah,
So I immediately ran away.
Oh well, I'm glad I came in and had that conversation with him because.
But I don't think he learned anything of you.
No, he's heard all of this stuff before. And of course, people are deaf to, this is what I find sometimes, you know, I'm talking in the street to people and giving them information, and then they're already racking up the next, no, it can't be this, no, it can't be that, and I've got something else to throw at you. Why this? Why the sun? Why these things? Why those things? You know, rather than, okay, let's slowly unpick. Because of all of us, I suppose, just like me, you guys were the same, where it was like little threads at a time that came away and went, ooh, this isn't right. Ooh, this isn't right. Until eventually you go, sheesh, maybe the whole picture is being mistaught to me.
Yeah, someday. But it's difficult because there's even Einstein Cafe. Did you see it?
The Einstein Cafe. Well spotted. I think we might have to go there for a little flat smacking.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, we'll have to go and flat smack the Einstein Cafe with their fake gravity.
Yeah.
No, Einstein is the relativity. Gravity
yeah.
too.
Gravity,
Okay, it's a
okay.
little, but gravity was Newton.
Yeah, Newton. Yeah.
Einstein was the relativity
Relati-
theory,
yeah.
which is complete bogus.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. Well,
There is not one linear movement in all of this marble thing, which doesn't exist as well. You know, I know. The troll didn't.
Cool. We've found that the Chinese, I see there's more Chinese here.
Yeah, but
they
only
totally
get to
don't
take photos.
They don't get it at all, or they don't even notice us, man.
And afterwards, your album, then.
Yeah, you have to duck their umbrellas.
Yeah.
Just walk through. Do you know? All Chinese people walk like this. One guy told me, and I said, "You are really fascist guy." And then I had a look, and it's true.
Yeah, it's a.
Shoes like this. But it's the way. Perhaps some special kung fu style.
I wonder about. I wonder about that. I think the Chinese people also told that they're somehow, they're different from us. But hey, I've got some guys to come and talk to. I wonder if they're German. Hey guys, anyone speak German? English? Yes. English, fantastic. Have you heard about this? I'll let you read the information. That's Lisa wearing Andre's jacket. So we're going to try and find a charity shop and get Lisa a jacket. It's getting a bit cold here. Thanks for stopping by. 36 people in the chat and 19 thumbs up. We could do with a few more thumbs. Hi guys. Yeah.
Hi.
Right, hi. Where are you from?
Portugal.
Portugal. Okay, we're going to visit Portugal in a few weeks' time, actually.
Where are you going?
I can't remember.
Porto?
Yeah, I think we might be in Porto, but I have to be honest, it's a bit far away for me to be sure. We're traveling around Europe just telling people that we've been deceived about the nature of the world that we live in. We might be far more special, far more important than our science would have us believe. For 45 years of my life, I believed I was a monkey or descended from a monkey because I believed evolution. Do you still believe evolution?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. All right, so evolution says that 4.5 billion years ago, something happened in our solar system, and then a few billion years ago, our planet came into a Goldilocks zone. It got struck by a moon. Some material landed on Earth and became slime. That slime became a fish. That fish became an amphibian, a marsupial, and marsupial became a monkey. The monkey became you. Right? That's basically, in a nutshell, where we come from, according to our modern science.
Yes.
Let me tell you that couldn't be further from the truth. The truth is that you were created perfect. Perhaps you are the creator, or this is our creation. And our science, our leaders, our rulers, our religions, orders, and our governments want us never to know that.
But how do you know that?
I know that that's reverse engineering. So I've given you the sort of final answer that has taken me like 4 or 5 years to work out, since I discovered a few years ago that there is a pineal gland in the center of my brain, and you can open that pineal gland with DMT, ayahuasca. You heard of ayahuasca?
No.
Okay. Ayahuasca is a plant medicine that the shamans use in South America. I had a plant medicine.
Wild.
Oscar Wilde?
Oscar Wilde.
No, ayahuasca. Ayahuasca. Dimethyltryptamine. It's created anyway. I won't go too far down that road. What stopped me was that I found that there's a formula for the curvature of the ball Earth. Because we live on a ball, and we all believe that we live on a ball, there should be a formula, a mathematical formula for establishing the sphericity or the rotundity or roundness of that ball. Do any of you know the formula for the curvature?
Yes, it's PR squared.
Okay, pi r squared. Okay, so could you tell me over 10 miles how much the water is going to bend?
How many miles?
10.
Sorry, I didn't understand your question.
How many miles the water
Yeah,
is going to?
bend.
In the
10 miles. Because we live on a ball, remember, aside from the clever maths, pi r squared, if we live on a ball, I should be able to measure over 10 miles the amount that it bends, the water bends. Okay?
I'm not understand what
Benzis to go over the earth.
Yeah, to go around, because you know they say blue marble. Have you heard the expression blue marble? Yeah, we live on a marble. Yeah. So if we live on a marble, yeah, you should be able to measure the bending. You said pi r squared, but what I will offer to you is that Pythagoras says and AutoCAD says that if you live on a 24,900 mile ball, it should bend in the order of 8 inches per mile squared. So for every mile squared we go away from ourselves, it's 8 inches. So by 10 miles, which is 10 times 10 miles squared, times 8 is 800 inches or 66 feet, 66 feet. Right? That's how much they say our ball should be bending. But I realized that, heck, I've never seen that. Because I can see 10 miles over water on a clear day.
Yeah, but just because you can see it, that doesn't mean it's not real.
Oh, okay. So that's why I asked if you could measure it. Because it's important that we don't use our optical weakness, because we certainly have limitations to our optics.
Yeah, but you have to understand, even PR square, see, P is not a finite number, so you never get an exact number when you try to calculate the roundness.
Okay, so that leaves us in a bit of a quandary.
I'm not an expert, okay,
Okay,
but
that's fine.
what I know from maths, I'm not.
But none of us need to be experts to realize that there's either two options. With a flat Earth, water is provably going to be level over any distance.
But so Thompson, what is your point?
Well, my point is that the water is flat, that water is level, sea is level, that the Suez Canal is level for 120 miles, that the Mediterranean Sea is level from one side to the other.
And the planet is also flat.
It's not a planet, it's a plane, and that there's no such thing as planets floating in space.
Yeah, but tell me something. We have like photographs from space
Okay.
of the Earth.
Okay, so as a friend of mine, he says that we've also got photographs of the Loch Ness Monster. Does that make it real?
What's the point of someone lying to us regarding the roundness of the Earth?
To rob you of the truth that I started this conversation with, to say, that you are not important, that you come from monkeys. That's why. To steal from you your energy, to steal from you your life, to steal from you your soul, perhaps. That's what the point would be. So let's go back to the photograph. What if we can demonstrate that NASA have been giving us
So what you're
digital
saying is they are
artwork?
giving us nowadays scientific proof, because nowadays people's mind cannot accept like God created man. So in order to like reassure people, they're now giving like scientific truths. Is that what you're saying?
Do you believe in a religion? Are you a religious man?
I don't believe in any specific religion, but since I can't prove that God does not exist, I won't say it will not exist.
Okay. But yeah, I think that's a good view to have, a really healthy view to have, actually. But I would offer you the idea that there are all these different religions in the world, and they can't all be true. And so
religion itself is created by man.
Yeah. So what would be the point though of religion?
See, just because you don't know something, that doesn't mean it's not true. Just because you can see, like you can never see the roundness of the Earth, that doesn't mean it's not true. As long as you have any kind of not absolute truth, but something that can get you close to that absolute truth, like a picture from the space station, which is real.
How do you know?
Nowadays, with the flow of information, if something happens on the world, it can't be lied to. Okay. So, regarding the roundness of the Earth, I'm not an expert. I'm saying again, but sorry to tell you that, but I don't believe. Nevertheless, I would like to have a flyer of yours. I would like to explore some of your.
Fantastic. We don't think the space station is real, so just look into that. Cheers.
Thank you for your time.
Cheers, guys. That wasn't my most fruitful interaction. I could have handled that one a little bit better, actually. So sorry about that. Anyway, it is cold out here today, colder than I'm used to.
Yeah, it's very cold today. Did you say the Loch Ness Monster?
Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah, I should have spent a little bit more time being direct with them, I think.
No, he was very interested.
Well, good. Oh well, we'll keep moving.
What would Owen Benjamin say? You are doing great, kid.
Oh, and Benjamin, he's younger than me, so yeah.
Yeah, he's younger than me too.
Oh, is he? Oh, I don't like
How
being
old are
called
you?
kid by 51.
44.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like being called kid by anyone really, but particularly
Yeah,
people
but
that are
you
younger
a kid
than me.
in mind.
Ah,
in the
yes,
soul.
yes,
Yeah.
maybe that's true.
You see that in the eyes
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
So you cannot disguise
Can I
it.
hide that? How can I hide that? Oh, what's that, Sven? Oh, I thought maybe Sven was getting here. Yeah. Fantastic. Looking
Oh.
forward to that.
Another slave group.
A group of slaves. Are they German?
It seems so.
Okay. What was that? What was the phrase in German again for Earth is flat?
Die Erde ist flach.
Die Erde ist flach.
Die Erde ist
Die
flach.
Erde ist flach.
With E.
Ah, Erde.
Erde.
Erde ist. Die Erde ist flach. Nein. Do me a favor, just hold the bottle while I unscrew it. Thank you. Do me a favor, just hold the bottle while I unscrew it. Thank you. I've just got a bit of a thirst, a raspy throat. My little boy, he's sick today, and I think we've all got a little bit of sick.
Yeah. Best weather for that.
Yeah, well, and also we're in and out of the cold and the warm and the cold and the warm.
Yeah.
Erde is flach, my friends. Erde is flach. I do have a loud hailer, which I might pull out later on. I don't want to upset the locals too much. Sometimes when we whip it out, we get sent away. So I
If you
better
want to
hang
say
on
it
to
right
it.
in German, have to say die
Die
Erde
Erde.
ist
Oh,
flach.
right. So I
You can't
not
say
say.
without.
Okay.
In this case.
You know, I speak Afrikaans, which is similar in some ways. You know,
Yeah,
we would
it
say in Afrikaans we would say die Aarde is plat.
Yeah.
Like
And this is
In Dutch.
like in Dutch.
Yeah. Yeah. Aarde is plat. Die Aarde is plat.
The cool thing is, if you smoke weed in German, you are blood. If you are stoned, it means I'm blood.
Oh, really? Okay.
And so we think it's very funny to say that the art is blood.
Well, smoking weed does help, I think, to keep your mind free from this. You know, some of the.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
Opens the
think.
mind, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why they like alcohol, because I think somehow
Yeah.
it entrains the mind a bit more.
Absolutely. I just quit smoking two months ago or something like that.
Yeah.
But just because we have no weed.
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
didn't want to.
Yeah.
But I smoked, I think, 20 years
Okay.
in a row. So
Yeah.
it's good to take some time off.
It is, yeah.
And then at Christmas or something like that,
Yeah.
get some weed again.
Yeah.
When it comes to us.
Yeah, Shaman in Africa said to me once, you know, you should smoke 5 days a week and take 2 days off. I've never really been able to manage that. You know, if I've got weed in my
I
house,
know that problem.
Yeah.
I like to smoke it. You
It has
know.
to be gone.
Yeah, I don't like to get too stoned. Like I can't get off the sofa. That's not
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, but
You know, but
yeah, I'm an artist, and weed and art is one.
Hand in
If I'm-
hand, yeah,
I
yeah.
always have a joint here and
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
computer here and make my art.
beautiful.
And
Do you have like a website that people could look at?
yeah, I have a blog. It's steamit.com.
Steam it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you tell people so they can, if you want to?
Yeah, I didn't do something because I thought you can earn money with that thing, but art. There are too many artists which are good.
Yeah.
And I'm not even good.
Ah.
So, but I do a lot of paintings and graphics, and I start writing. I already have a short story, but it's in German.
Okay.
So
Okay.
someday I will, because I'm a lot of Karen's channel, and translate some poems I made.
Okay.
And perhaps in the next month or weeks I will translate it to
All
English.
right. All right.
Perhaps I do it online then.
Yeah. And
It's not
let
about
us
flat
know.
Earth, it's older. Or not really older. I won't spoil anything.
Okay, well, make sure to
Perhaps-
drop us a link, though. You know, for the
Yeah.
because we need to support one another.
Yeah.
Lisa does
It's
some
on Steam.
fantastic work. You know, her poetry and her writings and stuff like that are brilliant. You know.
Yeah. If you get older, you realize that poems are not that stupid as you thought of when you were young.
Yeah.
Because you can put a lot of things in some small words,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
there are things from different, like it said, logos. Logos means that it has meaning.
Okay.
But for example, if a child looks at what do I say? If a child looks at a flag, it could, it's completely thinks something different
Yes.
than a mature
Yes.
guy or
Yeah.
even an old guy.
Yes.
Because everything looks at the same thing.
Yes.
Everybody looks at the same thing and has a complete different perception.
Yeah.
But it's the same logos.
Yes.
And that's the same thing like poems. It can be many facets
Right.
of one thing,
Right.
all in one,
Love it.
like life.
Yeah, and it means different things. I mean, and some of the poetry Lisa has read for us recently, she wrote at a different time in her life, but now it has a whole bunch of different relevance, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
I also wrote some things and read it nowadays, and how did I know? But
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I just wrote it down.
Yeah.
And I think good art don't comes from you.
Yeah.
It comes from somewhere else.
Yes.
It has from your
Yes.
soul from above.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there you know, so
Yeah.
you give it
Yeah.
to the person. And
That's why weed helps.
My father is dead already. Her father is dead already. I liked her father a lot.
Yeah.
I have very much respect for him, and I think he's always with me, helping me with jokes. I was always a guy who
Comedian.
makes
Right.
as many jokes as possible, and nowadays I feel I have more, and I think they come from them.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and-
Well, there's no death. I think the energy
No.
returns to
No.
the ether or
Yeah.
you know
It doesn't
around us.
go any
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
You won't get rid of me anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
We are always there. It says that there is existence, and if something exists, it is there. So it was forever there, and there is no non-existence.
Yeah.
If it's
It's eternal.
existent, and it's there. So it's immortal. And our body is just a car. We just drive.
A
And-
temporary vehicle.
yeah, and then we go somewhere to make holiday or
Yeah.
to the bathroom and buy another car, drive some kilometers, buy the next car.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you improve. And I think we are here to learn. Nothing else.
Fantastic.
To learn what love is. I think nobody really can tell that he really knows what love is because therefore he's here or she.
Yes. Wow. When I
Just to
had
learn that.
Wow, that's awesome. Because when I had my DMT experience in 2015, I was immersed in total love, a love of a magnitude I'd never even heard of.
Yeah, you can't
know,
put it
and I
into
think here is to rediscover that love.
Yeah.
We live in a place
Unconditional
of
love.
yeah, we live in a place of hate and fear and all that. But over time, perhaps we eventually come back to that love. Whether this world is just always going to be here as a hate place where people have got to come and fight their way. I like to use the analogy of Shawshank Redemption. You know the movie Shawshank Redemption? No? Okay. Well, it's a guy he's put into jail, and he never did the crime of killing his wife and stuff like that, but he's framed for it. Has a terrible time in jail, but manages to beat the system and has to crawl out of these. Finally, makes his way out, but has to crawl out of the sewage pipe, out of the shit pipe, and eventually, when he comes out of the other side, he has this beautiful life on a beach with a boat, very simple, clean
Something
life.
like Down by Law too. David Lynch.
Yeah.
Down by Law is the same
Yeah.
theme.
Yeah.
This small Italian guy. Which window? Yeah, you can look out.
Yeah.
In the prison cell. And
Yeah.
these guys. And then he tells him the ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. And then the whole prison yells it in the end, and they sit down. It's a really funny movie and sad too.
Yeah.
And this is why there has to be hate.
Yeah.
And there has to be bad things because if all was loving here, there's no point in learning.
You need the dark to have the light.
Yeah.
Yes.
To learn what light is.
Yes. Without the darkness, there can be no light.
I was
something like
many
that.
years I was very depressed because I did all this conspiracy stuff, and you learn about Rothschild, you learn about the banks, the money system, this oppressing system, the whole system which tries to pull you down and tries to keep you down.
Yeah.
And I was very depressed. You don't leave the house, you don't do nothing. And someday you have been stayed so long in bed that bed is boring.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But someday you start to realize, okay, no, that's not it. Yeah, that's not it. I have to do something different. And then I found God.
Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a long story, but long and short.
And so you started to free your mind.
Yeah, and this is one. Last year I had a very hard hard time. We had to leave our flat or apartment where we stayed for 10 years or something like that. We had some stress, and it was a really hard time. And then there was one night I cried for 6 hours in a row or something like that. Went out, and the garbage man tossed beer on my head. It was a really nice day. And someday in the evening I just kneeled down and said, I'm sorry for all what I've done, and pray to God. I wasn't a believer before. I was more of an atheist.
Yeah.
I started to grow up as a Catholic child, but Catholicism, and I hate the Vatican still.
Yeah, good.
And then I just prayed. But then nothing happened. I did nothing. And then my father died. And this was many years ago, and afterwards I felt nothing, was really shocked that I didn't feel nothing. The only thing I saw was this thing. He was burned and was in this ceramic vase.
Yeah.
And the only thing I thought, my father's too big for this little thing. He doesn't fit in there. And this was the
That's all
only
you
thing
thought?
I was feeling and thinking at the funeral, and I was really shocked of myself, but I think it was a shock.
Yeah.
And after half a year, the nightmares started. And I had nightmares, they were really horrible, with zombies and killing and arms ripped off, everything tossed apart. And in the middle, my father was at some restaurant at the Theke. I'm doing good. Oh, everything is fine. I say, you are ill. You have to die. And I hoped he dies someday in the dream that I can finish this thing. But he never did. He always said, oh, I'm fine. And then years later, I had panic attacks then. I sat in the room, and you ever had a panic attack?
No.
It's really horrible.
I know of them though,
You get fear, and it grabs your whole body.
Yeah.
And then I always had to go to her and say, and we have to hug, and it went away. But someday I was in the shower and got it because I was so dumb. He said, now everything is good. Because he spoke of the moment he's now in, because he's now somewhere else and everything is good. And that is what he wanted to tell me.
Wow.
And I immediately got it. It was so dumb, it was one sentence. How didn't you get that?
Wow.
And from this moment on, I never had a nightmare ever again.
Fantastic.
And since then, sometimes when I have big things in my life or something, I know he comes in the dream to me and speaks with me. And now I got it. There was another thing. I found it in Facebook. This was just a little thing of a book, and in a red thing, and it says, if you have fear, just sing. Because if you sing, the same space in the brain is needed, which needs fear. And if you sing, the fear will go away. So, sounds interesting. I will try it. And then I had another panic attack and just sang a song. It was a really dumb German punk song from Die Ärzte. Junge, warum hast du nichts gelernt? Boy, why didn't you learn something good?
Yeah.
And buy a car and so on. And I think I was at the third word or something like that, and the fear was gone. Immediately.
Wow.
Then next time I was in the shower and didn't know what to sing. So I sang Hallelujah, Hallelujah. When I was at Halle, and the fear was gone. And I said, this cannot be evolution. It cannot emerge by chance. That this thing, this genius thing, that you have just to sing.
Yeah.
And that was the moment I knew there is a God.
Yeah.
Because this just don't happen by chance.
Not for monkeys that came out of a Big Bang.
You take some Aminosäure. Was ist Aminosäure auf Englisch?
Amino acids.
Amino acid. You don't take some amino acid, toss it in somewhere, and something like that.
They can't do it in a
comes out
lab
of
today.
it.
They can't make anything in a lab
And that
today.
was
like
then
that.
the moment.
Yeah.
First I had these
Wow.
dreams, and this was the moment I knew there is a God. And then came nothing. And some weeks ago, there was a really bad morning. We were arguing, and it was a shitty day. And I went out.
Super honest, yeah.
Yeah, I
love it.
am
I love
always.
it. No, I love
never
it.
lie.
I love it. I love it. And be
Never
honest
lie.
and have your heart on your shoulder, man. I admire that.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm a really
yeah.
going out guy. I go into the pub and say you're an asshole. No
Hey,
problem.
schmuck!
yeah.
Jack would like that. Schmuck! So carry on. I'm interested.
Where was I?
A few weeks ago, you were talking about
Okay.
the argument
and then so I go for a walk. It was really rainy morning and so on.
Yeah.
And then I was in some field where the lawn is and so, and hey, you have to pray. Perhaps it gets better then. If I kneel down in the grass, my trousers get wet.
Yeah.
Better save your life. Save your life or wet trousers. I kneeled down and prayed.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to say. What can I say? And I say, okay, I'm just a dumb guy. Sorry, and so on. And after that, everything improved immediately.
Yeah.
The day went nice.
Yeah.
The days afterwards were nice, and so on. I cannot explain it. It's very difficult to explain. The only thing I can say is I know there is a God. I know, and you can try for yourself. Just go to people and say to them, I know there is a God. If these guys have too many demons in them, guys like you wouldn't do that. With you, there starts an interesting communication and conversation. But if these guys are too much into demon things, they won't look at you ever again.
Yeah.
They will do only something like that. It works to 100%. I tell you.
Wow.
Perhaps you find someone.
Wow.
Yeah, but try it. Yeah.
That song, I like that song, Hallelujah, though.
Yeah.
I heard there was a perfect chord. That one?
No. This is not. This is a very sad song. Do you know the real lyrics? He
no.
rapes her and so on. This is
really?
a really bad song. Owen Benjamin did a show about this.
Oh,
song.
really?
Yeah. He changes the, and that's how they rule you.
Yeah. Because I have wondered about the lyric where he ties me to a kitchen chair.
Yeah.
And all of that. I have thought.
He rapes her and kills her. This is a very sad song. But I say only just Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
After the third time, I really heard joyous of Hallelujah.
Wow.
Okay, I'm very old and my ears get broke. And
You're the tinnitus.
Yeah.
Me too.
In the shower, and always when I'm in the shower, I always hear singing something like that. Yeah.
Wow,
It's-
Stephen, I fucking love your story, my friend. And I really applaud your honesty, and that's fantastic.
That's the only way to get
Well,
out of
we-
here.
yeah.
I know it. My father was not a guy who went to university or was some doctor. The only thing he said to me, never lie. And I do that since all my life, and I always have problems with that.
Yeah.
If you would talk to these normal zombies there,
Yeah.
they will smack you. They will. If you go in, they all say, everything's good. But
Yeah.
if you go away, they will group
Yeah.
to fuck your ass. But fuck it. I will
They're just smocks! Smocks! Wow. I just noticed that Sly Sparkane has lie in his name. That's an interesting
it's
thing.
belief has lie in it.
Believe belies the lie within.
Yeah.
Belies the lie within. Absolutely. And you know what? I mean, this is maybe why I don't want to stop doing what I do, go around telling people the truth about the world and so on. I don't. But I also, as we were saying earlier on, this world, somehow it seems to need to have this darkness in it. I would love for the entire world to turn around and become just light and beautiful and so on. But however, I think we're meant to go around and help those people, pull out those people who are meant to be helped,
These people
who are meant to be helped.
and say, please help me. They have to be
Yeah.
helped immediately.
Yeah.
You have to run to them and help them immediately.
Yeah.
Because this
That's
is the
why
right
we're
thing
here.
to do.
This is why we're doing it.
Yeah.
Is to help those
And-
people that have to be helped.
Yeah, and in your case, you can show them the door, but they have to walk through it
themselves.
alone.
Absolutely. I'm not here to convert you. I'm here to alert you. That's what I tell
this is
people.
good. This is
I'm here to alert
good
you.
saying.
And
rip that.
thank you. You can absolutely. And it's about saying there's some things you need to pay attention to. And if you go and do this work, perhaps you're going to walk through the door. And if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. And it's not like that's why I try not to get angry about it anymore, because it's like if you're not one of those that's meant to walk through the door, maybe your next life, or maybe in some other iteration or whatever, or maybe you just never are. You were maybe always meant to be on the dark side. I don't know, and I can't expect to know.
I am your father. But I think this is what the song Stairway to Heaven is about. The last thing is to be a rock and not to roll. It's very fun in our case.
Yeah.
It doesn't move.
Yeah. And upon this rock.
Yeah. Flat rock.
Ah, yes, without curvature. I want to quickly go and while I just noticed this. Do you look into mud flood at all? Have you looked into that?
Yeah, I know.
You see this Brilliant Weiss shop over here. You see at the bottom underneath the window there. It's got
I
a
know.
little thing, but on the other side, bigger thing.
Yeah,
And it's
here
all
not
over
too-
here.
Here it's not too good. But in Freiburg there are many old
In Freiburg?
houses with these doors
Yeah.
with steps to it and
Yes.
so on.
Yes.
I
yeah.
believe there was something
Yeah,
like that. The
yeah.
last catechism was there.
Yes. Well, the interesting thing is,
And this is a hill anyway.
Yeah,
so
why-
you can't really tell.
well, yeah, but maybe it was built on. Maybe the slope came afterwards because it's
Yeah.
like, why wouldn't you? If you were building this, why wouldn't you build it all level? You know, if you go into some of these buildings, I'm fairly sure they'll have basements in them, and it'd be
the
like,
basement has to be flat. Because otherwise
You know.
it would be very difficult to build a house.
yeah,
I get you.
yeah. So no, and the thing is that sometimes it's very old buildings. Like some of these might be fairly old, and sometimes they're not
These are
that
very
old.
I think. If it's not fake, what you see here, but if this is it's called Fachwerk.
Facade, the
this
facade.
is technique with these
yeah.
wooden things in it.
Yes.
This must be old because this only done in old houses.
Right.
The modern houses don't have that.
Right.
And they have to be old. If it's not fake,
Yes.
very new.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just done to look like that. Hey,
Yeah,
but
for
not.
tourists.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because this is called Römerberg and the Romans were some.
Ah.
I don't really believe in the Romans because there's another thing.
Yeah.
What of our history is true and what not.
Yes.
I don't think anything is really true.
Yeah.
I don't even think that the Greeks really existed. I think the books were written in Florence and,
Okay.
and Italy in the 1600s
Okay.
by some people. But a long story.
Yes.
Do you know the channel New Earth? This Russian
Yes.
lady?
Yes. Very informative. Yeah. New Earth.
This guy about where she has all her information from, Anatoly Fomenko,
Uh huh.
is a little strange nowadays because they are the Russian university and it's more of a shill nowadays because they just write books to sell them to people.
Okay.
But I think in the beginning
Yes.
he was a cool guy. And
Have you heard this, my friend? You speak English?
Yeah, yes.
Have you looked into the flat Earth theory yet?
Yeah, but
You're not getting it. So look into water level and the curvature formula for Earth, because there's no curvature on Earth. Hi. Huh? You run out of leaflets? Oh, I got a few. Is the bag behind there with?
I tried to feel in it. I couldn't get any.
Oh, there should be loads in there.
Well, maybe there is, but it's hard to grab.
All right. Well, I can give them a leaflet. Can I give you a flyer, my friend? Some information? No thanks. Oh well. Like we say, not everybody needs to walk through the door. Sorry to interrupt you there, Simon. Hi. Good. How are you?
Good.
Good. Oh well. Have you looked into the flat Earth theory? Have you heard of it before?
No, but I could imagine for that.
You could imagine it.
Imagine for that.
Uh-huh. Because of water, the physics of water, or
I think so.
yeah.
Water, the government in the global, the I don't know how do you say that. The United Nations, they talk about the water or whatever is stable, whatever
Yeah.
is clean.
Yeah.
But in the reality, it might not be,
It might not be clean. the
Yeah,
water.
or what you're saying. But
Yeah.
I have to take a look for that. But
Yeah, because we say that water is level like this, and we can't measure any curvature. And the United Nations uses their logo,
right.
their flag and their logo. They use like what we consider to be a flat Earth map.
Right.
So that's an interesting curiosity. So we think that possibly that there is, because the physics of water require for water to be contained in some kind of cup or in a lake,
Right.
that we think that the body of water that we know as our 7 big oceans, or 5 big oceans, is actually being contained somehow. Some suggest it's an Antarctic ice ring. It's like a ring that goes around the outside and it contains everything. Others suggest that we are just in a puddle and that there's more puddles further on, or across some sort of infinite plane. I don't really know, but I can tell you that all the experiments we're doing at the moment prove what our common sense tells us. 1, water is level. 2, the Earth doesn't appear to be moving.
Right.
We can't do a science experiment really that shows that Earth demonstrates that Earth is spinning. We can see that something is turning. We can measure that. The creation that we have. I used to believe in the Big Bang. I used to believe in evolution. All of these theories made a lot of sense to me, and I was willing to overlook the missing link. I was willing to overlook the fact that we couldn't recreate a lot of this stuff. But now I start to really unpick it with a critical eye, and I realize that it's a belief system. The idea that water can conform to the outside of a shape, that people could walk underneath a ball, and feel like they were on the top of it, or not upside down. None of our reality does the physics support that kind of idea, really. And of course, in a lab, we can't actually recreate a Big Bang. We can't recreate life. We can't make life by putting biology together or chemistry together to get a new life. And of course, if you explode something, it's never going to come together in the sort of perfect formations that we see in nature, the plants, animals, and of course ourselves. So for 4 or 5 years now, I've been looking at this. There's definitely no evidence. There's lots of excuses by the mainstream that say the reason you can't see this is because by the mainstream that say the reason you can't see this is because you're too small, or with this formula and with this amount of millions and billions of years, then this kind of thing can happen. Well, we're no longer willing to accept that. It's the same as religions that say, oh, this happened, just trust us, you can't see it for yourself because it happened a long time ago, just take our word for it. Well, we're not willing to do that anymore. If we can't experiment it for ourselves, we can't show it for ourselves, and we say, no, it probably doesn't work in reality.
So what is the suggestion or solution that is your organization thinking about it? Or?
Okay, well, just to say that we're not particularly concerned about being called an organization. We're just concerned human beings who are an organization. We're just concerned human beings who are eager to try and spread this truth. Some people would say what we need to do is overturn the government and the educational system and reteach people. But I'm not sure that the system is ever going to allow that to happen. I think it's much more a case of trying to empower individuals to find their own divinity within themselves. So part of what my mission, if you like, in life, I think now is to try and encourage people to realize, firstly, that we've been bamboozled by the people that we're meant to trust. And because of that, they've robbed us of our true senses. So once you start to reclaim your own true senses, you will start to trust yourself a lot more than the authorities that have been put above us, whether it be a religion, a government, a scientific theory, or whatever. As you start to take back your own true divinity, your own sovereignty, your own power, you will no longer subjugate yourself to these ideas that have been pressed upon us. And as you do that, you will perhaps raise your own soul vibration, your soul journey here, whilst you're on this earth, which might have a fantastic implications for your own journey through whatever this wonderful, incredible reality or realm that we live in is. As I was saying to my friend over there a minute ago, I think as souls, but we're on some kind of soul mission, and the system here wants to keep us in some sort of dark, lower vibration, higher vibration souls, and over a lifetime or over many lifetimes to rise such that we might achieve some higher heaven or some Eden or some special outcome for our soul journey. That's what I'm offering, or that's what I'm hoping for.
It makes sense. I mean, a lot of government in the rest of the world, in the whole world. They don't want to say something. They try to hide something.
Yes.
It's not only this country, maybe many countries doing the same things.
Yeah.
But now internet is just let the people understanding a lot of things more than before. Yeah. So, the things that you are talking about, the water or something, I believe so.
Cool. Where are you from?
I'm from Hong Kong.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of funny things going on in China right now,
Yeah,
isn't there?
recently.
Yeah, people are sort of unhappy with the status quo there.
Yeah, the people in there.
Yeah, but you're right. People are empowering themselves with the internet and realizing that a lot of the dogma, the doctrines that we've been given, a lot of the fear point to stop us from ever finding this sort of loving vibration with each other and with our nature, because in the forest, nature is working in harmony with itself.
Exactly.
But in the city, nature is killing itself.
Yeah.
And that's not by accident. That is definitely by design. We've been pushed into these mega cities and designed to get sick, designed to want to be greedy, and they talk about the 7 deadly sins.
Okay.
And these 7 deadly sins are being offered to us every day. And what I suggest is that there are 7 heavenly virtues, and if we realize the trap, then we start to work ourselves towards these heavenly virtues, which means that we can step away from this control system which we call government. So I've got some information here, a little flyer.
Please,
You're welcome to take that away. I've also got another flyer here which has got some fantastic website references.
Okay.
It's on this flyer that I have here. Oh, that's not the one. My hands are so cold I can barely feel my fingers.
Yeah, I can feel it's really cold when I
It is pretty cold.
Frankfurt.
Thanks, Stephen. It's these ones here.
Okay.
On here are some. I'll just give you one. On the back of that is a whole bunch of references from some people I know, some people I don't know, but whose work I respect. And I suggest, if you're looking in science, if you're looking into some of the more spiritual stuff, then you'll find a lot of the answers there.
Sure.
Or a lot of ideas that will hopefully help you discern the answers for yourself. Because truthfully, this is what we're supposed to do, is find the answers in our heart, not by some other leader. I think this is the mistake we keep making, is that we replace one leadership, like people have done. They've gone from the church to the science and said, no, science, big brain science guys with their maths are going to tell me what to think, and I'm going to trust them. Well, we no longer trust the authority figures. We have to take the authority back to ourselves.
Yes.
Exactly. What's your name?
Toby.
Toby, I'm Dave.
Nice to meet you.
I'm also known as Trinity 4 on YouTube, so if you want to ever check me out, I'm not on this flyer. I'm not important enough to get on this flyer, but certainly if you want to check me out on Trinity 4. Globeli.co.uk.co.uk. Go check out globeli.co.uk.
Sure.
And yeah, Toby, it's been fantastic talking to you.
Yeah, me too.
Have a great life. Have a great life.
Yeah.
Cheers, buddy.
Okay, cheers.
Well, that was Toby from Hong Kong. How about that? I'm going to quickly show you some. Yeah, I like that conversation. That was pretty cool. I'm going to show you some. Oh, look, see, they've got an underground underneath this place. But I want to show you some what I think is like a mudflood type evidence. You build these beautiful buildings, right? Like this. Nope, I did that twice. You build these beautiful buildings like this one in front of me, and yet you have this scrappy affair here, right, which is covering a steel covering to a basement. Now, defenders of this would say, oh, it's just some lighting, it's a little lighted in down below, but again, there's another one here. This one doesn't fit quite as well. It's very ugly, very untidy, and you can go around all around the world, all around the cities that I've visited, and you see so much evidence of this curious anomalous buildings. How about these Glockenspiel and Bellen things? That's pretty cool, eh? And how's our friend Sven getting along? He's really had a bit of a mission, a poor lad, getting here. But I'm looking forward to seeing him, looking forward to having him here. My hands are damn cold, but I'm really grateful to be in Frankfurt, actually. Even if only to have that conversation with Stephen earlier on. Didn't you like that? If you like that, please thumbs this up. Thumbs it. Is that 33 thumbs up? There's 33 thumbs up. Don't touch the thumbs up. I heard that the 33, they'd like us to focus on 33, but actually the 33, the 66, and the 99. The 99 is like the completion. It's the trinity. The three 33s make the 99 red balloons. And I think that's important somehow, but I'm not going to expound on that because I don't know enough about it. But just a thought for your grist for the mill. And I think there's 50 people in the chat. So thanks for coming by, thanks for stopping by. I hope you're not as cold as me. And I hope my shivering isn't shaking this camera. I'm shivering to the core right now. Where's the warm coffee? I didn't bring any cash with me actually, so I can't get one. Stephen, when my friend comes back, I'm going to get us a coffee because it's too cold.
Yeah, Einstein coffee.
Yeah, we'll get Einstein coffee.
Yeah.
And then we'll go and smack them with a little bit of truth. By the way, I really enjoyed that conversation with you just now. I'm so grateful you opened up like that for me on camera, and I'm sure that a lot of the folks watching.
I do that for everyone who wants to hear, and you want it to.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, you can tell. You can tell. You gotta. I just shine my light on the camera on that. I got a little. This rig has got like a little LED light thing. I didn't bring it out today, but the nights are coming in quicker and quicker, so I think I'll be using it soon enough.
Yeah, you have to. It's just 5 o'clock and already dark.
Wow.
If this is the right time, but I think so.
Wow. It's a quieter setup here today than we had yesterday. Yesterday in Munich was pretty full on. Interested, but gonna keep on moving. Well, I've had a few good conversations today, not as many as I would have liked, and I wonder whether I shouldn't go down there and hand out a few flyers. Seems to be a more footfall down ahead. Over there. Did you guys see the conversation I had with Sly Sparkane earlier on? If you're late to this, then you probably didn't. But I would rewind it. And you know, I got asked a great question yesterday in the roundup session we had with Jason and Roxanne about what would one question that I feel like I could do with more on. And I think probably I could do with more on all questions. And I haven't quite got to that answer yet. The spiritual question is obviously one that's, you know, there's so many unknowns about that. When it comes to the science questions, there's definitely things that, you know, you hear some people deliver smoother answers on perhaps perspective or angular resolution. I'm not sure. Anyway, Elisa and I are still streaming here. So if you haven't gone over to the Jason Disbury's channel, give them a thumbs up over there. It is quieter, and I'm sorry that it's not the high energy conversations that we had yesterday. Hey Lisa, I'm just going to take a stroll down there quickly with a few flights. I might just see if I can't have a conversation or two. I will come back here as soon as I can. Yeah, are you all right here with yourself?
Where are the other two?
Stephen and his partner. I'm not sure right now. They just walked off up that way, but I'm sure they'll be back because they didn't say goodbye. So I'm sure they'll come back. Yeah. And we don't have, just so you know, Sven hasn't arrived yet. I assume the poor guy is still dealing with traffic issues. Not only that, we don't have the incredible Jack. Because Jack had a little bit of a snag with his, one of our windows blew out today. On the side front wing of the camper van, leaving Oh, we got a bit of a tram system coming here. Jack is trying to do a perspex job on the blown out window because it is so cold in the camper van. I am not trying to be a child about this, but actually it's very cold, and when we're driving, the wind that howls through that camper van is quite remarkable. I got some flyers. The Earth is flat. Some information on flat Earth. Hi, ladies. The information on flat Earth. Check that out. A flyer for you. Die Erde as Fleisch. Some information. Research of flat Earth. Some information for you. Look at me. You'd think I was like selling. So information for you, sir. Well turned out. I just need to warm my hands by this fire quickly. Oh, that's really nice. That's really nice. Oh my word. Hello. Can I give you a flyer? Some information? Just the one. Sure. You're welcome. Have you heard that the Earth is flat?
What?
Yeah, it's true. We don't live on a spinning ball. We've been lied to by science. You don't want to be on camera? Okay. I have a little YouTube channel. It's only 53 people watching at the moment. So I'm only joking that it is 53 people. I'm not meaning to minimize all of those 53 people. I'm extremely grateful for them stopping by and watching me here in Frankfurt. I'm traveling around Europe for the next month, and for the last week I've been in Italy and Luxembourg tomorrow. But we're just going around telling people that that water is level, and that we cannot prove that we live on a spinning ball, and that the whole idea that we're from an evolution, monkeys and all that sort of stuff, that's all a deception designed to rob you of your divinity. The truth is that we are meant to be the sovereigns here. We are meant to be the Most High's creation, and that our science of monkey science, of evolution and stuff, is designed to steal from us the truth about who and what we are. It might mean, in simple terms, that we go and work like slaves and pay taxes and all that sort of stuff, but more importantly, it means that we give away our authority, give away our inner knowing, our inner knowing of who and what we really are. We give that away to scientists, to governments, to teachers who mislead us, not necessarily knowing that they're misleading us, but intrinsically it steals from us the truth of our origin and our destination. And we spend our lives working, slaving, paying taxes, paying mortgages, ending up looking forward, looking to retirement, and then at the end of it wondering what it was all about. Well, I'm a 50-year-old guy, and for 46 years I didn't know what it was all about until I realized that, heck, maybe it's true. Maybe this is the center of creation. Maybe we are the center of creation, and maybe the importance of knowing that, of liberating our hearts and minds away from this idea that we came from some Big Bang and evolution, as I said, and that there's dinosaurs and asteroids and all these things that we need to be fearful of. Maybe there's nothing to be fearful of, and that all we're meant to be realizing is the love that we come from and the love that we will go to. And whilst we're here, trying to raise our vibration or our love so that we can maximize our potential while we're here, rather than staying stuck in this battle between materialism. I call it the 7 deadly sins, or the Bible calls it the 7 deadly sins. And again, we're stuck, fighting each other over that rather than focusing on the love and the divinity that we're meant to be nourishing. Like this flame, each of us has a little flame inside of us that should burn bright, but that flame is being damped down and held back by this system. So the flat earth is just the beginning of the story. It's like the board that we're playing on. And when you realize how clever the system is, how wily and how well it has been designed to prevent us from ever knowing the truth, you will then start to say, hey, well, what does it mean for me? I'm not trying to sell or push or offer any religion. All I'm saying to people is that the truth is written on your own heart, and that once you free your heart from the cage that has been wrapped around it, you will live a much more empowered beautiful life. It doesn't necessarily mean you will not work or not pay taxes, but it will certainly mean that you raise your children and raise yourself in a way that is far more enriching to you. What's your name?
Romina.
Romina. My name is Dave. They call me Trinity 4 on YouTube. If you ever want to check out my work or look for more information, I have some. Romina, you seem to be really interested. I have some website references that you can go and look just for your own shortcut, because when you search for this information on the web, it's very heavily censored because the governments don't really want people finding this truth. But on the back of that leaflet is a bunch of places for you to get started. And the truth is, once you realize this, you start to trust yourself more than the information. So you hear the information. If it sits well with you, absorb it. If it doesn't, reject it. But start with, gosh, is all my science mistaught to me? And if once you realize that, because my wife, it took her quite a long time. For 2 years I said the earth is flat, and she's like, no, and it doesn't matter. Well, when she finally got it, she was like, yes, it really does matter. And her divinity, her heart is much better for it. And I know that it would mean an awful lot to me to know that people like you are able to kind of find your own truth, find your own freedom through this information. All right, Romina.
Nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you. Have a great life. Bye-bye. There you go. You see, it's not hard. It's not hard. All you need to do is spread the love. Let's see if I can drop a few flyers here. Can I give you some information, sir? Some information. The earth is flat. We've been lied to about where we live. The earth is flat. Romina, wasn't she a delightful young lady? And you got to hope that, as we were saying with Stephen earlier on, when the time is right for people, it works. When it's not right for people, it doesn't work, and that's okay. I've got some information for you, sir. Can I offer you some information? What if I told you that we don't live on a spinning ball, that the earth is flat, and we've been lied to about where we live and who we are? We're not monkeys or evolved monkeys. We are the divine creator spark, meant to have a beautiful experience here. Well, you win some, you lose some. Comme ci, comme ça, as they say. Oh, I've got a red man. Best I don't dawdle. Man tries to run me over. Whoa! We're pretty hardcore here in Frankfurt. Don't fuck around with the Frankfurtians. Can I offer you some information, ladies? The earth, it seems, is not a ball. We live on a flat plane. Our science is completely mistaught to us. The divinity story works well with some people. I won't bother with the Chinese. That is a waste of paper. Not that I don't want for Chinese. I mean, that Hong Kong dude I spoke to earlier on, his name escapes me right now, but he was good. That lady, it's caught my eye. Excuse me, can I give you this flyer? Earth is flat. Check it out. Certain kind of like vim and vigor that comes with being out on tour, you know? Because you just feel like you're, hello my friend. I'm just gonna drop this on there. Counter. This shop smells fantastic, and it's warm, but I don't have any money on me right now, so there's nothing going in the tank just yet. If you are one of those people who's made a contribution to this tour in a financial way, please thumbs up, but if you made a financial contribution, I am just saying a quick thank you to you too. Thank you very much. Because without the contributions, this of course would not be happening, and without the courage of Jason and Ranty Flat Earth, who told me yesterday Ranty Flat Earth had done something that really helped make this all, spark it to life, bring it to life. Can I give you a flyer? Earth is flat. Liberate your mind. You don't live on a globe. Gentlemen, Earth is flat. Can I offer you some information to free your mind? Cool. Earth is flat, not a globe. Globes don't float. Rocks don't float in space. It's a complete nonsense. Not according to Slice Barcane, of course. Water is, ships are going down, but they're not really going down. Hello. Some information, my dear. Earth is flat. It's not a spinning ball. Einstein lied to us. Einstein was a cheat, a deceiver, and a womanizer, serial pedophile. Married his niece or some such thing. I'm not. But I'm more upset about. Well, I'm not even upset. I mean, as I was saying earlier on, it is the nature of this place to create this dialectic. Can I offer you some information? No? Can I offer you some information, ma'am? Can you read English? No. Do you know that the Earth is not a ball? No? Can I offer you some information on the flat Earth? No? No. Flat Earth information? The Earth is flat. Earth is flat. Anyone want some information on that? Here, my friend, Earth is flat. Liberate your young mind. Hello, my friend. The Earth is flat, not a ball. Sorry, ladies, you don't see me. I know you're Chinese. Flat Earth. For you? Nope. Sorry to turn the camera so fast. Proof I'm not an astronaut. But that was a 360. I know that if I turn the camera quickly, the system glitches out. That's probably why they don't do it on the ISS. Information on the flat Earth theory? Do you know that the Earth is flat and not a spinning ball? Have you heard that? Have you heard that? Would you like some information? Free your mind. I'm not selling anything. I'm not selling a religion. I'm trying to free you from the religion of gravity. Gravity is a hoax on your mind. Oh well. Hey bro, can I give you some information?
Was macht ihr, Leute?
English?
Was? Nein, Deutsch.
Oh, no worries.
Nichts verstehen.
No worries, no worries. Nicht verstanden, no worries. I think I've come across a homeless encampment. That's even here in wealthy Germany. Hey ladies, Earth is flat. Do you want some information? This is where, Jason, this is where we should have been set up, by the way. I have to say, no foul, but there's a lot more footfall here than that square we were in. Yeah, a lot more footfall. Good Lord. Oh, wow. I mean, I had one or two really positive, beautiful conversations, so, you know, I'm not complaining, but it does feel a little bit busier here, does it not? Does it not? Wow, dog. Hello, dog. Lovely dog. Damn. It's more like a horse. The Earth is flat. I've got some information for you. Earth is flat. Information. That's French. That's probably not even French. It was just like an attempt at a French accent. Die Erde is Fleisch. Information. Earth is flat. Take some information. Free your mind. Einstein was a crook. Einstein was a crook. Earth is flat. My brother, I got a flyer for you. No? Earth is flat. You need to know that. Not a ball. Water doesn't curve. Water does not curve. Ah, my initials. Ah, my shop. Don't tell the trolls. They'll say this is my shop, and that I'm actually secretly a very wealthy, financially wealthy individual. Spiritually wealthy, yes. Spiritually poor and financially wealthy. My brother, you are young enough to change direction. Open your mind. Earth is flat. It's not a spinning ball. No religion, no dogma, no belief in bollocks. Just the truth about this beautiful world in which we live. Yeah. Oh man, you see, this is next year, next time. This is where you want to come when you come to Frankfurt. Look, it's so busy. I'm getting dizzy. Wow, I could even get the loud hailer out here. Earth is flat. Earth is flat, not a spinning ball. You've been lied to by your government. You've been lied to by your science. Water is level. Sea is level. Oceans are level. The plane you are living on is level. The earth is flat. Take a flyer. Free your mind. Did he say fuck off? No, he said danke, I'm sure. I'm sure he did. The earth is flat, my brother.
My English is not so good, but what is level?
Level. Like that. Like a snooker table. Pool table. Level. Flat.
Ah, flat?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Flat, okay.
Flat. Like a football pitch is level or flat. Yeah?
Ah, okay.
A water is level.
Yes.
So a lake, level. A sea, level. All of our oceans are level, which means that we cannot live on a ball. Yeah?
Okay, good.
All right. So I've got some other information. What do you got there? Some books? You promoting something?
It's not so good, but a man who lives in a temple, and I make yoga meditation.
Ah.
I'm monk.
A monk. You're a monk?
Yes, I'm a monk.
Oh, wow.
And I study the Vedic philosophy.
Okay.
It's one of the oldest philosophies.
Yes. Fantastic. Well, in the Vedas, hey, they say that Earth is like a dome, like this, with these levels of different heavens. Hey, different levels like that. Yeah.
The Vedic says it too.
Okay. Well, there's some fantastic. Do you go YouTube? Do you use YouTube or
Yes,
internet? Okay. There's some really good websites there. You don't have to. Your beliefs are fantastic. I don't have a problem. There's no problem there at all. But they've taught us in science that we live on a spinning ball in space, and there's asteroids and dinosaurs and so on, rather than we are the center of creation, and that there is nothing higher here on Earth than you. There are higher realms for us to go to when we leave this one, but we will never go to those higher realms while we believe in the dark stuff of this world, that can keep us lower and keep us down from ever getting higher. So the modern science is like against all of those higher beliefs, like the Vedic beliefs and so on. So that's why I'm going around just sharing that with people.
Okay.
What's your name? Manuel. Lovely to meet you. Where are you from?
From here.
Oh, from Frankfurt.
No, not from
Germany. Right.
Germany.
Okay. Well, lovely to meet you, my brother, and I hope you have a good life. Thank you.
Nice work.
Thank you very much. The earth is flat, my friends. The earth is provably flat, level. Die Erde ist Fleisch. Die Erde ist Fleisch. Earth is flat. Your government is deceiving you. Einstein was deceiving us. There's Einstein right there, in the flesh. In the flesh. Look, is there a dome above us, or is it a flat thing? I'm not even in that conversation. It's a contained, pressurized system. That I accept. The earth, my friends, is flat. Die Erde ist Fleisch. I think it's Fleisch. Something like that. Earth is flat. Anyone want some information? There's a beautiful statue over here. Let's have a butcher's hook, shall we? That's Cockney slang for a look. Let's have a butcher's. Can I offer you some information? Earth is flat, some liberation of the mind, body and the soul. The Trinity for all man. At one time was my tube name, was Trinity for all man. Trinity for man, Trinity for all man. I had those two variations, and this is an interesting depiction of a man, what looks like he's ripping at his genitalia. My friend, can I give you a flyer, some information on the flat earth theory? I'm not selling you anything, I'm offering you with love for free. All right. No, I think that this is a bit of a, I have to say, a bit of a, I've got to get this guy again. Look at this. This is freaking Einstein hiding in Germany. Next thing I'm going to find Hitler. There he goes.
Certain areas are like this.
Sorry, my friend. Didn't mean to catch up with you like that. No, he's trying to go off into the dark. Albert Einstein himself. Oh yeah, no, this is actually... I'm kind of gutted we weren't here today because this is way better. This is where the people are at, right? Hey ho. Hey ho, hey ho. The earth is flat. The earth is flat. You want a flyer? Some information? My friend? Excuse me, my friend. Mr. NASA. NASA is faking space. You know that? NASA is faking space. You need to check this out. Really? Oh, you found me. Thanks, brother. Thank you so much. You got me coffee. This is where we should be. This is where we should be. Look at how many footfalls we got. It's Steven. He's found me. You heard me, or?
We looked on the stream on our handy, but I didn't find it once. I hope it's warm still.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Well, we can walk back. I just thought I'd come and. I've got to just film. Come with me. I just got to film this little bit of programming. You see, it happens just by accident. We don't realize it. Did you see me try and hit the NASA dude up with some information? He wasn't having it. Can you see it yet? Can you see it? The programming. Planet Radio. And obviously an attractive lady to help sell the story. Planet Radio. I had a conversation with the guy who works for it today. I had a conversation with the guy who works for Bosch. And he was in a test car. It had test car written on it. And a little satellite type, the dome on the roof. So I asked him about the dome on the roof, and he said, "Oh, that's to communicate with satellites because this car we're testing some Bosch equipment, which is designed to self-drive the car."
Oh, the helium balloon.
So I explained about the helium balloon thing, and that they're on a balloon, and that I said the second law of thermodynamics requires for there to be a fixed barrier. And he said, "Yes, we know about the barrier. Bless you, my dear. Gesundheit. Gesundheit. This is where they use that word, right? That is a German thing. Gesundheit." Anyway, so he says to me, "Yeah, we know about his exact words were, we know about the roof or the barrier. We know about the barrier because we bounce signals off it." Something like that. Or we can't get through it. He was like quite on side with that, and unfortunately I wasn't recording the conversation.
Yeah.
But I was gobsmacked. Oh, okay.
But he believes in a ball.
But he still believes in the ball because
this is like something what contradicting.
a contradiction, yeah, a logical fallacy.
Yeah.
And so he goes. So I walk away from him and then try and come back to him with it and record the conversation. But then when he gets out of his car, he's been talking to his pal, and now he's like, no, I believe in that the satellites are going around the Earth, and but I think that he misspoke, like he overspoke this morning. Maybe I misunderstood him, but I think the way he said it and then the way he was trying to defend himself afterwards made me think like he knew he'd said something that he wasn't meant to say.
So he knows and it's not allowed.
I think that they know that there's some kind of difficulty that we can't really get out, and people like that are taught that we never went to the moon, not because the moon's not there, but because there is some sort of what we call the Van Allen belts, and we can't actually get out. But we told people we did because we were in a space race. So that's the story on that. And because these companies obviously know at the very top level that their devices are doing certain things that don't make sense on a ball, etc., etc. So, yeah.
Did you see the video of Mikey? He was at the university in Freiburg talking to the most the best astrophysicist out of Russia. And afterwards, after she realized that he's a flat earther, she was really angry and so on. And they tried to get him to sign something that he don't stream it, that he don't make it
public. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, she knew.
Wow.
But
I heard some of that.
But he calmed her down while speaking and immediately uploaded before he could sign anything.
Wow.
So, this video is crucial and is a must watch. Wakey.
Wakey. That's what's his name? Dave Knight, is it, or
something like that? Yeah.
Another Dave.
I hope he's still in Freiburg. I already emailed him.
Oh, okay.
But
well, I don't think he watches my stuff, but I do
he
hope
doesn't get in trouble because of this video.
If you know Dave Knight, Wakey, please let him know that my friend here, Steven, is from Freiburg, and he would love to spend an hour having coffee with him and a chat. How would he get hold of you? What do you have, a YouTube account or how Facebook or something?
To me?
Yeah. How does one get hold of you?
I'm at Discord. Come to Karen B's Discord channel.
Oh, okay. You're on Karen B's Discord.
Yeah, my name is Tri-D.
Tri-D.
Yeah.
She's cool.
She does awesome work.
Yeah, she actually came on our show the other night, which was lovely to have her and
and it's a
Brian
nice
Stabley.
community on the Discord channel.
I've never...
many people out there which are really open-minded and funny.
Because it was just starting to get big, and I couldn't work it out, and I never got around to joining.
I don't know. Many people have problems, but Discord is one of the easiest software to use.
Really?
You just click on it on the side, download it, click once, then you make a name, which you can change anytime.
Yeah.
And you need an email address and a password, and that's it.
You'd think I'd be able to manage that, but I have not managed my way to get onto Discord, and I will do, because I do like being, as you can tell, in a conversation.
So many people, the community grows and grows and grows, and I think you will like it.
What did you say? Flat? No! Be flat. Earth is a ball. Of course it's not a ball, it's flat, my friends. Water is flat. The earth is flat, my friends. So that Hallelujah song is a little darker than I thought, eh? Hallelujah.
But you can see it's a nice song.
I heard there was a perfect chord David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do ya? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, a minor fall, and the major lift. Baffled king sings something. Hallelujah.
That is how they rule ya.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. The earth is flat, young ladies. Take some information from our friend. Liberate your mind. Liberate your mind. Free your mind from the bold deception. The belief in a gravity that cannot be real.
I said you are crazy, don't know why.
That's crazy, man. That's absolutely nuts. Hallelujah. Hey, I can see my friend Lisa there. I wonder if Jack's made his way to fixing that window yet. I haven't been looking at the chat, so I apologize. I'm not being rude. I seldom look at the chat. Just because I need to let it unfold, and my eyesight to try and read it is kind of, I'm straining into the camera. Hi, Lisa. All right, how are you getting on? I have to say that over there, it is so busy with people.
Yeah.
It's like a real shame, actually, that we went there. We've had some good conversations here, but actually, it is busy. It is proper busy. Like, you know, let's say hundreds of people. Hundreds of people per.
It's probably too late to move now, isn't it?
Well,
we could keep somebody at the base and then just wander over there and have conversations.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's quite well illuminated there, so we could be there for a while. You know, we could go and stand up there for a while.
Yeah, I mean, once we get the rest of the help.
Yeah.
Sven should
I wonder how Jack's getting on and Sven. Because I'd be willing to spend a little bit more time here, given that we've had such a quiet spell out front.
Well, I think
And-
considering we're here and Sven speaks German and he's coming here soon,
Yeah.
and Jack hasn't had a chance yet,
Yeah,
we should
reset ourselves.
we
further
can try.
down.
We'll wait till they turn up and see how they feel.
Yeah. Does anyone here speak English? Can I give you a flyer, some information to take home? It's just a gift with love. Look into that.
We had a Simon Dan fan come over here.
No, I missed it.
Yeah, they left a leaflet
Is that all they did?
doing some self-promotion.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who it was, but I presume it wasn't the Sly guy.
Spy Slarkane, he couldn't stay for very long because the argument runs out of
Yeah, I
steam
presume
after
it
they've
wasn't him because
gotten.
we would have seen him if he left something here, so it must have been someone else.
Yeah. All right. Oh well. I don't know who Simon Dan is, but I've heard of him obviously, and it's a wonderful thing that people are so closed-minded. Wow. And obviously Simon Dan is super supported by the system because the guy's got very little of use to say and has like 100,000 subscribers, which is evidence of the weakness of what he has to say. But obviously there's so many people who love their balls, love clinging to their marble underneath their marble. Hello. No, you must take this information. La terra è piatta. Huh?
Terra piatta.
Yeah, la terra è piatta. You must look at this. Earth is flat.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. La terra è piatta. Bang! He brings out some Italian right here in Frankfurt. Damn, I love it, man. My Italian is still there. Still missing Adam, though, eh? Could do with some of your Sparkane. Anyway, that was a real surprise to have that guy Sly come and talk to us because I've only heard of his name. I didn't know what he looked like. I don't know if he, but I've never really paid much attention to the trolls. Thanks again for the coffee, guys. That was very kind
I
of
hope
you.
it was still warm. I was there and there.
Well, to
And
be
I
honest,
came
it
back.
wasn't. You like being honest, right? I'll be honest with you. It wasn't
it
warm.
wasn't hot.
But it was the thought that warmed my heart.
It was still fluid.
Yes, it was wet and it was warm. It's certainly warmer than my hands.
Yeah, hand warm.
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but you nearly flew off the plate. Yeah, it was far.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I nearly fell off the edge. Yeah, of
Like
the...
this cat.
Yeah. I need to get that...
I hate that meme.
Oh, right.
Because this is what they always say. I think I heard that this from Trolls on Karen B's channel 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And they always find it's really funny. I don't know why, but I think it's funny.
It is interesting, isn't it? Because we know that we're trying to apply real science.
Yeah.
And therefore we know that the ball busters, the ball boys rather, are trying to hang on to, anything. I mean, this guy, Eratosthenes, put a stick in a well.
Yeah,
and
like this guy
this
afternoon.
Yeah.
He speaks about math and didn't get it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then try and apply that to real world and say, okay, so what's going to happen to a ship of 2 meters high? At what point is it going to go over this edge? Because that should be a known factor that doesn't vary. Yes, it could go away. They go, oh no, but it depends on the weather. No. Yeah, okay, you might not be able to see things for
This is what he said?
Yeah, it depends on the weather and atmosphere and what was the other word? The other thing they use, miraging, and all that. All bollocks, all total freaking bollocks, based on and what they get from intelligent trolls like. No, intelligent is not the right word. But I think these guys are intelligent. Actually, it's just that their intelligence is being misdirected into trying to find,
Yeah, it's like in 1984. They use the thinking and flip it over completely on some points where they don't want to. They just walk around it and.
Yeah.
Like in the electricity circuit, they just make a bridge and jump over to that and go on.
Yeah.
With no further
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you know, they have to be intelligent to you know, to understand or stick with some of these things. I mean, a preacher of a religion that we might not believe in, he's an intelligent man. I don't suggest that he's not intelligent, but his belief system is so tied into that kind of body of thought that he's not going to challenge his intelligence, and his ego and his intelligence are wrapped together as one.
Did you see this black priest who told about flat Earth in his church? It was a really big audience, and he does his preaching in the church with singing of Hallelujah and so on, and he completely tells the flat Earth story.
Wow.
I think it was 3 or 4 months ago.
Okay.
It's kind of popular, the video. I think you find it easily. But I know. You have a lot to do here. On the front.
Yeah, on the front line. Yeah. That's why you need people doing the fantastic science and the research in the back room. And I've still got much to learn. And you know, I learn from those people, you know, who are doing some of the. Because I have a maths brain. My brain has the capacity to do some of this stuff. But I knew back in 2016, I was like, I can't be one of those people that's doing all the maths work. I have to be going out there and starting to do some talking, you know. That's where my forte or I'd like to take my energy, you know.
Yeah, I was in conspiracy theories many years. I started in 2010 or something like that, and then I learned to research. At some point I had the technique that I always click on the most weird, what is that video? And so sometimes at nighttime at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning you get to a point where you think, okay, now I click on one video and I will go insane. But I learned then too, if you have this thinking, then you know in 5 minutes you will learn something. So you just get over it, and then a door opens, and you are on the next point. And I like researching a lot because Germans are some kind of perfectionists.
Yes.
We all want to know it exactly, and I like to list it up and have everything in it. And I like debating therefore too, because in the debates you always know or get to the point where this I don't have really enough insight in it, so I have to look it up.
Yeah.
But nowadays I'm at the point where I never get to that point because you mentioned the second law of thermodynamics. Yesterday a guy told me something like you make a fire on and it goes out and never on again with the lighter. And this is the second law of thermodynamics. And what? And in the end, I was right. Because I heard it that often that you have to put it really into yourself and it comes out like water.
Yes.
Yes.
And so we will all be continuing to do our bit to raise the science, raise the levels of science, and raise the levels of our debate, our conversation, our arguments, and so on. So is that we continue to do the best that we can with what we're meant to do. You know, I don't know how far we're meant to take this, but I guess we're right as far as we can.
We are quite near the tipping point because there are 10 million flat earthers in Brazil.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I heard that. I don't know if it's true, but many people say.
Wow.
I think South America is quite far ahead of the movement. I think the flat Earth starting to get off in Russia by now, like a rocket going to the moon, to say in Bitcoin terms, and I think in Asia too. And there is that point. You know this experiment with apes. They did apes on an island.
The 100 monkeys.
Yeah, some monkeys, and told one or three of them how to lace their shoes.
Yeah.
And they tell, and after 5% of the monkeys knew how to lace the shoes, the next day every monkey knew, even if they hadn't learned it because of group consciousness. And I think 5% is not that much.
Yeah. I think they call it the 100th monkey effect.
The problem with that is that someday these dumb people who don't know anything will come to us. I knew that all along that the Earth is flat. I think I will be a killer then, or something like that. I have to really calm down. Perhaps this is the day I get some weed.
I think the more Western the countries are, the less they're into the subject.
Yeah, this is right.
Yeah, because Western
Because
indoctrination
they are
is
more
strongest. Yeah.
indoctrinated as everybody else. They know
there's
that
at least-
yesterday. Yesterday there was a thing about Russia because Russia wants to make his own internet by now with his own servers and so on. And the German media tells this is because Putin is a bad guy. But if you research it right, you realize that the freest internet you have in Russia, and all the internet of Russia by now goes over American servers, so the NSA can grab everything.
Right.
And this is what the Russians want to quit.
Right.
Yeah, and the Russians are really open-minded people. If you want to know real science, it's always a Russian guy nowadays.
Right.
Because they are like we Germans, Caucasians.
Yeah.
They do it really in really
Methodical.
methodical steps, and I like them a lot. And this is what the American government does since 100 years. Try to keep Germany and Russia apart, because if we unite, these guys won't stand a chance. The father of my girl was in the Canadian army and told always the American troops, people are the dumbest of the world. Yeah? They shoot in the foot and, and go home. They won't stand a chance. But they have a better weapon, indoctrination.
Yes.
And Hollywood.
Hollywood
and
is the
movies
powerful tool.
and,
Yes.
and TV.
Yes.
And buy things, buy
Yeah.
more stuff, buy
Yes.
more stuff. And
Yeah.
you need more stuff.
Yes.
And buy more.
Yes.
And these ice cream chunks that these American nice girls image.
Let me just see if I can give these guys some information. Hi, do you speak English? A little bit? Okay, I won't film you. I'll film myself. I've got some information on this flat Earth. Have you heard of it? Take my flyer. It's a little bit wet. I'll give you another one if you like. I film myself though. I'm filming me.
You're filming me?
So I'm not filming you, but I'd like to hear the audio if you don't mind. So I'm going around Europe with some friends. We're just talking to people about how we've been misled by our leaders, by our governments, by our science, into believing that we come from an evolution, monkeys, all that sort of Big Bang stuff. Right? Turns out that we cannot be living on a globe. Why? The science hasn't proven that we're living on a globe. Water, we know, the physics of water is that water is always level, and Earth is 70% water. So if we are living on a water level place, then perhaps Earth is flat, like they used to say in the ancients. But they used to say that we live on a flat Earth. Well, we say that we live... Yes, it's flat! The Earth is flat!
Flat every time, bruv.
What are you doing here?
Come over here.
It's Roxanne! Oh, you motherfucker! You bastard! Oh, no! No!
Pretending it was work, pretending I was with a
Oh
mate.
my god! You guys are insane! It's Jason of the Disbury!
Hi, guys. Oh, hello. Hi, guys.
Sven and Roxanne, the globalist denier. Wow! What a treat! What a treat!
It's only because Lisa said this morning that she needed leaflets, so I brought them out.
Oh, fuck me. That's
So
insane.
there you go.
Well done.
What have we done? I've come with another 10,000 leaflets for you.
Wow, mission control is in Frankfurt.
Okay, say hello to the Discord.
Hello, Discord.
There we go.
This
And
is
I'm
Trinity
with
4.
Lodewire and,
Frozen Trinity 4.
Trinity 4, Vertec, and all you guys out there have been sitting there all day thinking,
Oh my
I was full
God.
of you know what? But
Oh
here I
my
am.
God.
Armed with the
I thought you were so
cavalry.
close.
Fantastic,
I've
mate.
got 3 days with you.
And you were going, oh, Germany, how the first so far? Like,
And it was.
you
That's a
bastards.
tripping off, that is.
Oh my
Tell ya.
God, that's beautiful, man. Beautiful. Well, I was just bitching a little while ago, saying I was saying if we were over there, because I took a walk
we
over
were
there.
watching.
Oh, it was quite busy.
We
It's
were
quite
watching you
busy.
with that bloody troll. Oh, we were screaming
sat
in the car.
I was stuck in traffic. Tell him to wait.
Oh, that last Arcane guy.
The American guy.
Oh, yeah,
what a
that was a
fact.
yeah.
What
Oh.
a guy. And he was walking you over to the bin, and we were like, we were the truck nearly once. the window. She would go.
And you just an hour earlier, and you could have been here with us. Oh, well.
It's been a nightmare getting
We
here.
couldn't get through. We just couldn't get through. There were accidents. There was the rain. There was
Yeah,
the traffic.
yeah,
Mental.
yeah. We had some traffic today, but well done. What a surprise!
Yeah.
Wow. So how long are you with us for?
Just a couple of days.
We'll go as far as Paris. And
All right. Oh, that's so exciting.
We're going to be
staying
your
until
morale
Barcelona,
boost.
so-
We're going to be your cheerleader.
Yay!
Support network.
Yeah. Are you the surprise package or whatever?
we are. We're the care package.
The care package.
Package. I'm here to take care of you guys, and
Oh.
support you guys for the next couple of days, and hopefully give you the wind in your sails to get through the next few weeks.
The weed in my cells. Did you say?
It's right. Yeah.
Oh, well, it's awesome to see you.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were going to talk to Paul.
Cafe?
Einstein Cafe is over there, next to Schmuck. Yeah, go and see the Einstein Cafe. Wow, guys, well, for the 50 of you that just saw these three turn up, no, I always thought I was being trolled in the square when you guys were shouting across. I thought this is more Sideman Dan bullshit, you know? No.
Well, if we
Oh,
got
God.
here early enough, we were going to just hand out leaflets on the other side of the square.
Thought, nah, it's rain. We just want to meet them, you know.
Oh, guys, fantastic,
Crazy.
fantastic.
Since last night, he's been in the car since 1 o'clock this morning picking me up.
Damn.
And then we went and picked Roxanne up.
Damn.
And in the meantime, we were lying our heads off. You know, we go, I've
Damn.
got this
Oh,
guy.
you had to go and pick up your son. That's what you said.
My son. That's what I said.
Gotta go.
And then second I hung up, I dived out the door.
Damn.
Very
Damn.
nice.
Hi.
Please, a little
Keep it down.
The bells are so loud.
Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Are you on holiday?
No.
Oh.
We live here.
Oh, okay. Did you know that the earth is flat? Did you know that?
That was just a bit of footage.
The Germans don't like the noise.
No, but they love the loud
Complain
bells.
because
Oh,
of the
complaining
noise.
of the noise? Then you go and fucking tell them. Oh, they're on a tour getting information, bullshit information about. Yeah, about them.
I've only been out 2 seconds.
Oh man.
You have to talk like that to Germans.
Yeah,
otherwise
they don't.
get
They
it.
need it. They're pretty blunt, aren't they? The Germans. Pretty blunt. They are. Wow.
Yeah.
It's Roxanne. So how are we going to do our roundup?
We're going to do it live. We're going to be doing it
All
live.
in-
from
in
the
the same
Back to Devon, I'll phone you tonight.
Yeah. We're going to do a U-turn now and go straight back.
Oh wow. Well, I haven't heard from Jack for a little while.
We
I've
saw
just
him.
seen the van
We've
go
just
past.
seen him.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
hopefully
yeah,
he's
it's
sorted.
in the area.
Yeah.
It'll be amazing. when he
Okay.
sees us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think he
Oh
looked
yeah.
like he was looking for parking. to be
Okay.
honest.
Cool.
Was that a bit of a premium?
No.
Cool.
No, we saw him from the back and we were like, there's the camper.
And then all of a sudden he's driving out there. What's going on?
They were just there. They were just there.
He's got my wife and my child. Oh, they're on a run up. Oh well, they're because we came in from that side.
On the video.
Where?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Wow. Well, that's you guys have stolen my thunder today, man. That's fucking awesome.
No.
Really.
You guys, despite this weather today, have been here with these guys as well.
I'm live again. Go with the arduous effort.
With this arduous effort, we thought you guys needed some extra wind in yourselves, extra love in person. We were sitting there, we just wanted to come through the screen to
Awesome.
you. So Jason
Awesome.
made it happen, and here we are.
Isn't that exciting?
Yeah. I left my place at 3 o'clock this morning. And
Wow.
yeah.
You guys must be cream cracking already.
No, actually, the adrenaline's got us going. We're like, yay. Yeah.
Cool.
And then we thought in honour of you and Adam, Jason said we'll go into the square and we'll just start hurling. the
Awesome.
Jason said we'll go into the square and we'll just start hurling. the
Awesome.
at each other.
Awesome.
And that's why you went, oi Sven, oi Roxanne, oi Jason, it's flat.
Earth is flat.
And yeah, I suppose it was only right for him to come over here and tell us to be quiet. We got told to be quiet, guys.
Oh well,
I know you're
we were
excited.
excited.
and
Yes.
everything, but can you keep it down?
Yes. Yes.
Keep it down.
You know.
Your happiness is
Yeah.
oozing everywhere. Can you just stop that? Enjoying yourselves.
Wow.
Telling the truth and smiling while you do it. Can't be done.
Wow. Well, I have to say I'm lost for words, friends.
That was quite busy.
Yes,
Where
it's
else?
through there. It's through there,
That's
and
where
is
we
the
just
is the
walked.
main thoroughfare. So if you walk up there, 300
bumpy.
meters, 200, 300 meters over one street, two streets.
Yeah.
And then perpendicular to us is I guess their main shopping precinct, and people are just walking. I saw Einstein there actually. So there's his cafe. And I saw, there's his cafe, and I actually saw the man himself. He ran away from me. He did, because I think he knew that I was onto him. You know.
Look at these buildings, though.
We've been surrounded by grandeur of a magnificent. Yesterday, though, I have to say, I mean, this is staggering and beautiful. But yesterday in Munich, we were in one of those places like in Italy where it's like, what? The people that built this had skills. Skills that pay the bills, Mr. Meakin. I hope all's well with you, my friend, at home, and the jet lag is finally wearing off and everything's going good for you back there.
Mr. Meeks is going to be talking on Iron Rail Media tonight, so tune in to Iron Rail Media at 10:30. Hit the notification bell. Mr. Meakin's going to be talking to everybody tonight.
Right.
So yeah, big night on Iron Rail Media, 10:30 tonight.
Okay.
Tune
Awesome.
in, and if you haven't done so, give them a sub today.
Iron Rail Media.
Yeah, it's going to be a big night. So we're thinking maybe to go on a little bit earlier, maybe about 9:30, and then we can send everybody over to Iron Realm
Cool.
for about 10:30. Because I, for one, want to tune in and listen. I want to hear what's going to be said tonight.
Awesome.
All
right.
Had a brief chat with Adam.
Yeah.
Big love to you, my darling. So yeah, shout out to Iron Realm Media. It's going to be a big night, and it is a big night anyway. Because I was just saying how I think the Earth is flat.
We're all here.
What the fuck?
Oh, fuck.
What the fuck?
Oh, fuck. Not letting you have all the fun.
Oh, man.
We just seen you drive off the van. We had a little panic attack. Oh, I got to go with the
Wow, Jack's back.
Hardly, man.
So, is Andrea watching the stream? Is she?
I don't know. I don't think she gets the
surprise
stream.
otherwise.
No, she doesn't know you're here. Did you find a solution?
Yeah.
Did you find a solution yet?
Yeah, I found
You
the
did.
solution.
Oh, good man.
But it was hard.
What, new van?
A new van, yeah.
Yeah, oh, fuck.
Yeah. No, well, like, you remember what I said? You know, like, as long as everybody's always safe and happy and all that, don't care. So it's fine. We'll deal with it.
Yeah.
Well, this is it. We're all here now.
I just can't.
What could possibly?
Just till Paris. We'll do a couple of days.
Well, they're here till Sunday, you know. So we've got like, and then I stay with you guys, and we move on around
We did
Spain,
want to
Portugal,
get here a
and
bit
fly back
earlier.
to Barcelona. So all that stays here.
Cool.
So that's going to be very good.
Cool.
Have a good time.
Cool. Well, we look forward to that.
We look forward to it.
And you decided when? Yesterday or what? Or you planned? I don't know.
When I got a phone call saying that he hasn't got on the flight. And we decided within
That was your-
5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Yeah, very quick. Yeah.
We said that there was going to be a reason.
No, that wasn't the reason. No. It was, it just we problem solved that in seconds.
Fantastic.
Well, it made sense because I had leaflets to get over.
And these leaflets came through.
And they arrived on the day of me leaving yesterday.
Right.
They
Right.
arrived.
How many?
Wow.
10,000?
10,000 leaflets.
leaflets.
Yeah.
Wow. Look out, Europe. There's 10,000 more leaflets coming your way.
So how about that?
Wow.
Enough to finish the journey. Now.
Wow.
We had enough for another couple of days.
Couple of days.
Yeah, 2 stations maybe.
They flow out. I mean, here they're not flying out to.
Well, there will be now.
Fantastic.
Just throw them away.
Fantastic. Wow. Well, you know what? I've got 51 likes and 54 people watching at the moment. So
That's very good.
there's been a lot of positive love coming your way, guys. Well played.
Yeah.
Well played.
A lot of people were patient today as well, you know, and it was strange. I just felt like saying, just tell them we're on our way and whatever. You know what I mean? It was getting building up, and we weren't getting through quick enough, you know.
Yeah.
How long can we hold on to this lie? I was thinking globe. You know, how long can you hold on to
your
this
globe.
lie?
Yeah.
Your globe.
Yeah,
Your
yeah,
golden globes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
There you go. So
Fantastic. Well, we can either
entirely up to you. Whatever you just want to do. If you
Yeah.
wanted to stay on and do more, want to
but
call
I'd
it a
like to
day,
use
I'm in your hands.
Cafe facilities.
We're your guests.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, good place to have a piss is on Einstein.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Einstein Cafe.
Yeah. Well, I'll go over with you to the Einstein Cafe
Yeah,
if
we
you
may
need a
as well
pee,
christen it, huh?
and I'll give them a flyer while I'm there.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah. We're just gonna go and hit Einstein's Cafe with a little bit of truth talk. Obviously, shopkeepers sometimes can get a little testy with us if we film in their shop, because customers don't necessarily like it. I'll just bring my camera a little bit more surreptitiously into to here. Hello. This is your shop?
Not yet.
Oh, you.
What is it?
I got some information for you. I know that Einstein is obviously important to you. This is called the Einstein Cafe. But we found out that water, if you don't allow for gravity, water is always level. And Earth is 70% water. So how can it possibly be a ball? NASA have been giving us images of balls that don't make any sense. This one, for example, here is 2012, NASA's image. America is huge. The next year, America is shrunk, tiny.
So what you want us to do?
Oh, well, I mean, if you want to give it out, you put that on your counter for 10 minutes, and if anyone wants to take this information and do some research for themselves, we're not selling anything, no religion, no belief system. We're just saying the truth is that Earth might well be flat, and we might well be the center of creation.
Okay, I talked to the...
Thank you. It's so warm in here. I feel really warm in here. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's great. Right there. Information for you? Check that out. And these cakes are pretty delicious, eh? Yeah, look at them. Oh, look at these two dogs. Hello, dogs. Hello, beautiful dogs. Oh. Hello. Sure. You guys are cute, man. I like the coats. Oh, the knees are hurting on the way down. I've been in the cold all day. Oh, scratch. Oh, the dogs like it when you give them a little scratch. Germans are an interesting bunch of people. Germans are lovely, but they're also quite austere. They can be quite austere, right? Yeah, very rigid. There's a certain benefit in that if you're into manufacturing cars and things like that. But oh, there's my baby boy.
The pragmatism sort of gets left behind.
Yes, and the softer stuff sometimes.
Good evening. Good evening. Hello.
Strange, yeah. Hey, Dee.
What a wonderful surprise. Oh my goodness me, I was feeling sort of like...
Yeah.
There's a new surprise nearly every other day.
And now hopefully for the next couple of days until we go, we're just going to make your work a little bit lighter. Support you so that you can enjoy the next couple of days.
Just nice to have some friendly faces.
Yeah. Alexander's unfortunately got a little cold at the moment. He's a bit bunged up. He's just come down a little bit under the weather.
Yeah.
But no, what a wonderful surprise. These guys, I hear the shouting in the square, and these guys, and I'm thinking these are some sort of Simon Dan type trolls that have come to kind of give us some grief about flat Earth. So I start shouting back, yeah, the Earth is flat, and it turns out it's these trolls.
So he was driving with you guys.
Yes, and he wasn't picking up his son last night. He was picking up Sven.
And she wasn't taking a dog for a poo.
It's all lies.
It's the globe lies.
Too many people would have had to in on it.
Oh, no, there's 3. There's only one. It's just us 3. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's how they kept the globe. What's it? Earth as flat.
Yeah, you guys should work for the Vatican, man. You're good liars.
Kind of done ourselves in on that one, haven't we?
Wow.
Our cards close to our chest on that one, but you know.
Wow.
Boy, oh boy, have we, you know what? Tonight's
Have you got some footage now, James?
Well, it was late, but it's better be getting here late than not getting here
At all.
today. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, getting the swing of
We
it.
were going through Luxembourg. We were thinking we may as well stay in Luxembourg. We've got to go here tomorrow.
Damn.
I accept that.
Yeah.
But how do you 2 know each other?
No, don't you start! Don't you start! Sorry.
Oh, there's trouble in the camp.
I had to get the first
Do you
one.
know what that's it? That's hitting a nerve right there.
Right
because,
there, yeah.
Because you can say a lot of
Yeah.
things and
Yeah.
it's raining and it's been a productive day, but
Yeah.
you know,
But we'll explain to you.
never
what,
mind
how
all
and
that.
why.
Never mind all that.
So this
How
is
do
the
you all
care
know each
package.
other?
This is the care package.
Care package. It's all making sense now. Jason's just in time to fix everything in
That's
the back. Yay, Jason!
Only if it's a dry day tomorrow. We need pray for a dry day.
Yes, pray for a little less rain and everything
Or a
will be all
shelter.
good.
Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah.
we could park under somewhere. That might be
Yeah,
a good
we can do
idea.
that.
God, you guys are good liars.
Oh
You
man.
really are.
That's an
Because you
operation.
like the other night. Ah, no. They did not make it that hard.
No, it was all an operation.
Roxanne, the globalist liar.
Away looked into booking Sven on another flight. As soon as Jason saw the price, he went, surely there's another way. There has to be another way.
Yeah.
That's how much it's going to cost us to fly him over there. Let's look at something else. Champagne taste lemonade money, a ferry ticket, all of us in a car, and the leaflets here for less than it would have cost to fly him over here.
Damn.
And
3 for 1.
lifted our spirits.
Yay!
And we're going to be here for the weekend, all of us. And we're going to be here for the weekend, all of us.
Yay!
Fabulous.
Gay Paris.
No, I don't need to go into that. I've got a room in the car. You know, like, so I've got a bed. No, I mean, I'm in the camper with you like all night, but when we have our final sleep and it's so crowded, I can just have my car next door. You know,
Okay.
it's a big estate and it'll be okay.
Although we did put
I'm
the
popping
heater
a tent
on.
on the roof
We
today.
did put the heater on, and the garage is very warm.
Warm.
It's got because
That was actually supposed to be my original bedroom, the
heat vent
garage.
goes into the garage.
Yes, it's so hot in there.
No, I've been saying
Damn.
that. It's really hot.
Well,
It's the warmest.
we only figured that out this morning because we had it on last night, the heater.
I said it. I never went. No, it's not. No, it's not. But it is.
When you get the heater. Yeah, no, when you get the
Maybe
heater
that's
going.
what it is. Maybe
Yeah.
it's the fumes. I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
And there's the little door as well,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it?
that's
So you
it, that
could
can
actually
open.
climb in and out through.
Yeah,
Without
yeah,
having
I've got a couple
to-
of mattresses, so I could
Yeah.
actually sleep there, wherever. We'll see.
Lovely.
It just means unpacking what's in there in order to get in,
Or
I guess
just
that's
kind of
a,
making it.
Yeah,
such
or
a
putting
way
in
that
your
I can lie
car.
on top with my mattresses.
or putting or putting in your car.
Yeah, or something like that. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not fussed.
All right.
Alright.
All right. Well, I
This
mean,
is the famous Römerplatz.
Yes.
Where, for example, if there are big occasions, let's say the German football team wins something, World Cup or whatever,
Yep.
that's the balcony they'll stand on.
Oh.
right.
Either
All
in the
right.
city or in Munich. So any sports things or anybody who's being honoured for something, that's where they go here.
Right.
This place is then generally packed to the rafters.
Okay.
That's what this area gets used for now.
Is that meant to be their Christmas tree?
I was going to say, it's a bit of
will
a damp
be
squib.
probably a Christmas tree, yeah.
Bit of a damp squib, that, isn't it?
I mean, it's big, but it's not really
Bit dry.
That
really like a
impressive.
Christmassy
Yeah.
sort of-
Yeah.
Not lit it up yet, Jason. You know what I mean? It's
I know, but I mean, you think it'd be.
Yeah, it's all drooping and whatnot. Yeah.
No, this isn't like centre, Frankfurt.
It's not really centre, Frankfurt. Centre would be.
See, we've just driven through it,
How-
and it's crazy.
Yeah,
busy.
yeah. There's a place called.
So this was
Hauptbahnhof,
manageable.
so it's packed.
Yeah. It's really crazy. Oh, at the station, there's a statue on top of the very old building station. I'm assuming it was the station, and there's 3 figures with a globe on their back.
Like
Oh, yeah,
Atlas.
Yeah.
They're carrying a globe.
Really, more programming.
Yeah.
Well, or some sort of secret code.
Well, the heavy load that the Illuminati are carrying with their fake globe. We came across a sign for Planet Radio as well while we were out
Well,
walking.
we found a Planet Shop yesterday, didn't we, Lisa?
Oh yeah, Planet Shop.
A Planet Shop. Oh yeah, that one. Planet Shop. Yeah.
And we've just been over to the Einstein coffee shop over there. So
We
That
left some
does-
leaflets there.
Yeah, I saw Einstein earlier when I was out leafleting up the street there. I swear.
Love it.
I'm sure it was him.
Relatively speaking.
Yeah, relatively. Yeah. Especially.
No gravity involved there then.
No, you just don't understand the gravity of the situation.
I don't, do I? You force my hand. And the puns continue.
Oh my God, Sven's just arrived, and the punchlines are coming thick and fast.
Pun floods.
Pun flood.
The pun flood. Look into pun flood. Research pun flood now.
It happened in Frankfurt.
It happened
You
in
saw
Frankfurt.
it first.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh yeah. Can you see that? Propaganda.
We've had man, have we?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Unfortunately, I'm that.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy your telling off that you were late here for that chat?
Oh,
We were furious in the car.
For being late. Yeah. He didn't realise how much traffic we had to go through today.
Simon, you offer nothing. You give and offer nothing.
Yes.
You know, like
embarrassment, basically.
Yeah.
Embarrassment.
Well, obfuscation. I think this is what you get. Obfuscation,
Well,
mud.
you're here.
How
You're
about
here,
a
he's
debate,
not.
a real
He never
debate,
comes
Simon?
himself.
You know, you offer nothing. You are shallow.
Vacuous.
Yeah.
But then again, once your ball's been popped,
yeah,
there's no going back, my friend. Oh well, I could wrap the stream up shortly, and we could. We could.
Awesome day. I'm so glad I'm here in person to do this. I'm sure there's a lot of you watching right now that if you were stood here after what you watched for the last few hours, you'd be doing the same as well.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. You did an awesome effort out here.
Thank you
today.
for hanging in there,
Thank
and
you.
brilliant work, Dave. We were watching the whole time,
Yeah.
We've all got aching knuckles after hitting the windows. Luckily it's a German car, it didn't break.
Yeah, but I wish he could have stayed longer, that Sly guy, because it's great to try and unpick some of their horse poop that they cling to.
He was totally talking past you.
He doesn't want to have. He doesn't want to, because this is what they can't do, is they can't stick with those few key things that really undermine this idea of a spinning ball. So it's all. But how do you explain this? And then of course, if you couldn't see this, well, what they've done is they've said, well, we'll just work to the one explanation. This is, we observe something, and this is the only explanation of how that observation can be explained. It's not perspective, it's not angular resolution, it's going over the curve. Okay, well then let's measure that curve. No, but you can't do that because of refraction and miraging and a whole bunch of other factors, and it's just always, and they're never going to want it.
When the land is like 500-600 miles away. And all that, it's just
they don't want to look at that.
Perfectly in the right place.
Like Slyman Dan, slippery little eels. You try and hold them in your hand, give them some information and love, and whoop, gone. They've gone off on some other tangent.
All the other eels.
Yes. But this is their fate, to be slimy eels, and so it would be. I can't help that. In fact, I love them for being there, because the dark needs the light, or the light needs the dark, and not everybody can become a flat earther overnight. I think the world can't cope with that, which is why it's like the release of the air out of a balloon. You got to release it out slowly. If you pop it, there's an uncomfortable explosion. So Simon Dan and Slice Barkane are doing important work in trying to stop the popping of the balloon.
Slow it down.
Yeah, slow it down, because the human intelligence can only gradually rise, not in a single event. So there you go.
Yeah.
There's my little boy with a cold. I'm sorry, darling.
He's been asked to find Daddy all afternoon.
I'm sorry. Daddy been busy today.
Find Daddy.
Okay. And you not been feeling so well, my love. Shame, he's definitely off his game. Anyway, I'm gonna end the stream here in Frankfurt now. If there's some good reason to come back on again later on, I will do. Thank you very, very much for stopping by, hanging out, all the thumbs up. I really appreciate all of that. And if there's some good content to be cut and pasted out of today's stuff, then by all means use it. I think I had some good conversations, even if we weren't in the busiest part of town. It's very cold. My hands are like almost rigid frozen. But I'm grateful to be here, and I'm grateful for your support. So with that, I'll say goodnight. See you again soon.